mean business.
Walai. Okay, sorry. All right. So remember I said earlier that the first artifact we have is product backlog, right? You see this first column that has new, that's the product backlog. Now, anything that enters into this committed column, that's going to be the sprint backlog. Then anything that gets to this final destination, this done, right? Anything that gets here is the increment for that sprint. Do we understand? I know you're muted, but
No.
I like that. You remember I spoke about 3 artifacts: product backlog item, everything we think we want to do; sprint backlog, all the things we are working with within the sprint. And then I spoke on increments, the things that are done within that sprint, that increment, that additional work that we have done in the sprint is what is called increment, right? So anything that gets to this final destination, you see, let it be coming from Jalingo, come. If you don't get to done, you are not done. So once you get to done, that's an increment for that sprint. Anything that enters from this committed column, henceforth, is the sprint backlog, right? But this first column is the product backlog item. So don't let the new confuse you. New is PBI. So we call these things PBI, right? So remember I told you that we have a lot of things in PBI. However, Moji came into here.
Excuse me, what does PBI stands for?
Somebody should help me. Go ahead, somebody should help me.
Product
backlog item.
So that's what it means. Thank you.
Thank you.
So product backlog is what this new is. So these are all product backlog items, PBIs, right? All these things in new. So Oladotun now came here into this new column. He's the one that populated here too anyways. Then the PO now told him that we need to work on homepage and whatever, and then he came to pick them from here because he has created some of the stories and put them into this column in BA. Then he started working on it. When he finished working on it, he moved them to done. When he left them in done, the PO now came to pick them. Bolu came here. Bolu is the PO. She came to pick all these items and put them in approved, the ones she wanted us to take into sprint. So improving on ad costs, improving on curriculum, and improving on dashboard is what the stakeholders say they want this particular sprint. That's our priority for this sprint. So that's what we want to commit. But we don't just, because she has approved, we just go and commit it. No, we have to look at it as a team and decide that, can we do this work? Is this work something we can deliver within these 2 weeks? Do we have everything we need to deliver this work? Is there any impediment? Is there any blocker or anything why we can't deliver this work? That's what we'll be deliberating in the sprint planning, right? So you see how it goes. My people, are you in? Hello?
Yes.
Yes, you're in.
Can you give us
Yes,
example?
I can hear you. I can hear you too.
Okay, hold on, guys. So now, my people I'm talking of now, from henceforth now, remember I told you I'll be doing voiceover. So this is my first voiceover. So we are back to our position of please do not talk again. The only voices I want to hear are my PO, Bolu, BA, Moji, QA, Annie, QA, Adetunji, Chika, and Abimbola for developer, right? They are the people I want on this board. So let's go. So now we're in our refinement. Please assume that is the BA that is sharing the screen now. Moji is supposed to be sharing the screen now. Please don't get me wrong. There's nothing on, this is my voiceover now. There's nothing written on Slate or this thing that it must be a BA. But the reason I want Moji to share her screen now is because there might be some amendments here and here, maybe 1 or 2 things to change. But if it's just one little thing and it's Scrum Master sharing, all well and good. But at this point, I want Moji to share her screen. So Moji is sharing her screen now. Let's just assume she's sharing her screen. So we'll go into each of these stories to make a discussion. Now I'm the Scrum Master, and I'm most likely going to be quiet most of this. I'm just facilitating to ensure this meeting happens. but I don't have much discussion to do in this meeting because this is a refinement meeting. So it's a battle of the ninjas. So the ninjas in this case is plus the PO, plus the BAO, plus the developers, plus even the testers that want to test what the developers are doing. They are the ones in the battle. I'm just at the sideline, but I'm just the one, just showing them. So I'm opening my first story. Improve on ad courses. Okay, great. So shoot. Over to you, Moji.
All right. Hi, everyone. Yeah, so I'm just going to read the story. This is one of the stories that the PO wants us to take into Sprint. It's improvement on ad course page. And the description: as an instructor on www.courses.prepmajor.com, I want the course title text box on the hard course page to be static so that I can easily enter my course title. Laomi, if you can please help me make the acceptance criteria. So these are the acceptance criteria. Given that I'm an instructor on the website, when I navigate to the landing page of the website and I log into my account and I can view the site navigation panel and I click on the add course icon on the site navigation panel and I'm redirected to the add course page, then the text for course title must be static. So that's the story. I'm not sure if the developer or the testers have any questions.
Yeah, I was gonna ask.
Yeah.
This is Chika. I was gonna ask, where in the course page should I see the text box? Will it be in the middle or in the where exactly would the text box be?
It would be
sorry, 1 minute. So at every particular time when you speak, please just say your role as well, so that, because I know it's sometimes difficult for people to remember who is talking. Yeah, if you don't mind. Okay, this is now Bolu now. I am so that people know who is talking and your role, if that's okay. Thank you.
My name is Chika the QA.
All right. Sorry, I didn't introduce myself also. I'm Moji, the business analyst, the BA. Okay, and I wrote the story, yeah. Okay, yeah, Chika.
Sorry, Moji. And this is just for this session, not like when you guys, I'm talking about the interns now. When you enter your meeting, you're not going to do the introduction, right? So we are doing this because the feedback from the last set, some people said that, yeah, you guys are talking for sometimes they don't know who was talking. This is the purpose to say, okay, so that when they mention their name and their role, okay, this is now a keyword talking. So not like your team, you'll be saying, now my name is Muji, I'm DBA, so you won't be saying so. This is just for the sake of clarity in this meeting, just to say that. Thank you, Muji and Chika.
Yeah, Chika, I'll get some clarification about that. Oh, okay, so Bolu is here. Bolu, please, I know you did tell me where it should be, but I'm sorry, I just need that clarification again for the developer and the testers.
Oh, thank you very much, Moji. This is Bolu, the PO. So as soon as you click on that, is the first thing on the page. So it's just right there in the is the first text box on the page. Once you click on the add course icon on the side navigation panel, and you are redirected to the page, is the first thing on the page. The reason why we needed this is because currently the text box keep dancing around and it's not user friendly for users. So the business wanted us to improve on that, and that was the reason for this.
Thanks, Bolu, for that.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Yeah, Chika, I hope that's clear.
Yeah, clear. Thank you.
Hi, Moji. This is me, Abimbola, the developer. My own question is just the side panel. Are we saying that the side panel should be when you log into the instructor account? That is when the side panel should be seen, or is it same on the landing page, so that I'm clear with the acceptance criteria?
I think it's when you log into your account, that's when you see the side navigation panel, not when you're on the landing page.
Okay. So as an instructor, when you log in as an instructor, the side panel will not be visible, right?
When you're on the landing page, the side panel will not be visible, but once you log into your account, that's when it's visible.
Yeah, I just wanted to say that let's remember that we've worked on this before, so it's just an improvement for the page. So, like Moji said, except you log in, you can't see the side navigation panel. So until you are logged into your account, that's when you see the side navigation panel. So only the instructors can see functionalities such as add course, add student, and all of those things, as we have previously done. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. This is Olawumi, the Scrum Master. So are we okay with this, guys? Are we okay? Is everybody okay?
Yes, please.
Okay.
Hiya, is that enough?
Sorry, I'm trying to remove this panel from my.
Okay.
Sorry. Okay, thank you everyone. So we're opening the next story. Moji, do you want to quickly read this, please?
Yes, please. Sorry, allow me, and even before I read, Galaxy S7H. Oh, thank you for doing that.
Thank you.
All right, the second story is improvement on curriculum on art course page. Also, this we've worked on it. This is just an improvement from the review we had the last time. So we're just doing an improvement also on this feature. And the description says, as an instructor on the website, I want to enter the lesson title under curriculum on the art course page so that I am redirected to the lesson setting page. Sorry about that. And the acceptance criteria says, given that I am an instructor on the website, when I navigate to the landing page of the website and I log into my account, thanks, Lami, for helping to do that. Thanks. Okay, acceptance criteria. Given that I'm an instructor on the website, when I navigate to the landing page of the website and I log into my account and I can view the site navigation panel and I click on the add course icon on the side navigation panel and I am redirected to the add course page and I click on curriculum on the add course page and a text box is displayed to enter lesson title and I enter my lesson title, then I must be able to see the edit button, sorry. And then there are some additional information for the acceptance criteria. Once an instructor clicks on the update button next to the lesson title text box, then they must be redirected to the lesson setting page where they can select the platform, either Zoom or Teams, for which they would take the lesson. Okay, do we have any questions?
So this is my voiceover first. My voiceover, if you notice the difference between this story and the other story, this story, you know, after even the acceptance criteria, there are additional information that we couldn't, you know, put into this acceptance criteria. So we just wrote it out as an additional information. So these are some of the things you need to take notes. There are some stories that you need to put additional information in them. And if you also notice, the other one has lesser, you know, for the acceptance criteria using the Gherkin syntax, it has lesser and you know, so there are more, you know, dynamics to this particular story. So just ensure you note that not all stories are the same, some are different. So try and note that. So continue.
Thanks. Abimbola Chika, do you have any?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
So I'm an PQA. So the question I want to ask is, are we expected to see the edit button even if we haven't added the course title? or the lesson title, or do we need to enter the lesson title before the edit button is enabled?
Yes, once you enter the lesson title, then you should be able to see the edit button. Excuse me. That's why we have it before then I must say the edit button. You have to enter the lesson title.
Okay.
So
This is
still an based on the title, lesson title, is it limited to the alphabet? Like, is it more, can it be alphanumeric, or should it just be alphabet? Because, you know, when type is an input field, so do we have a kind of a functionality whereby we can't enter number? It should be just alphabet.
Okay, let me just get that clarification from the PO. Bolu.
Yeah, this is the title. I think it should just be alphabet. I mean, it should just be alphabet. Since it's a title.
But just thinking, don't you think sometimes, maybe even if this is Olawumi, SM, just thinking, don't you think sometimes maybe something can come up in the future that we might need to probably put maybe something title 1 or something? If they probably make it alphanumeric now, do you think it will be okay? Just thinking.
I can check with the business about that, but for now, we want it to be kind of simple.
Okay, thank you. Abimbola's hands are up. Developer, go ahead.
Yeah, this is Abimbola, the developer. The part for me is where I got confused, the edit and the update button, because the update button is not captured in the acceptance criteria. It's just in the additional notes. So I don't know where that comes in terms of development, where I need to add that, whether it's a typo or I need to add that functionality called edit update button.
Okay, I think that should tally, like you said. I mean, Bala, thanks for that. It should tally with the edit button. So that should be once an instructor clicks on the edit button. Bolo, I hope I'm right about that.
Yes, you are.
Yes. Okay, so allow me, please, if you can just help to correct that, to have update button in the additional information rather than edit. Sorry, to have edit button there rather than update button.
Okay, noted. Thank you.
Thanks. Yeah.
Sorry, before we proceed, is Adetunji on the call?
Yes.
Okay, do you have any questions from your end? Or your
Yes, I've got question regarding the, good evening, everyone. Is Adetunji, one of the QA. On additional information. You said once an instructor clicks on the edit button, okay, you change it from updated button, right, to edit. So is it a must for the instructor to select either of the platform for which they will take the lesson?
Yes, that's correct.
Yes,
yeah.
they have to.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Okay, is everyone okay? Now I need to get affirmation from everybody. So definitely I know the PO and the BA, you're okay. So Abimbola, are you okay now with the story?
Yes, I'm okay.
Great. Chika, are you okay with the story?
Yes, I am.
Adetunji?
Yes, I am.
Great. Annie, how about you? Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Are you okay?
Yeah, it's clear enough.
Great. Fantastic. So, and this story, okay, there's no need. We'll decide on that. Sorry, let me just escape the story. I don't know what this thing is doing here. Okay, great. Oh. Okay, so and the third story for the day. Quickly go, Maji.
Okay, so the last story is improvement on dashboard. Again, this is another improvement on features that had already been developed. Description: as an instructor on the as an instructor on the website, I want to be able to click on dashboard on the side navigation panel so that I can make any necessary adjustments to the courses I have published. And the acceptance criteria, given that I'm an instructor on the website, when I navigate to the landing page of the website and I log into my account and I can view the side navigation panel and I click on the dashboard icon on the side navigation panel and I am redirected to the dashboard page and I click on home panel on the dashboard page and I can see all the courses I have published or drafted and I hover on any of the courses, then I must see the links that would enable me make desired changes to any of the courses. Can you scroll down, please, down me if I have additional information on this one?
Yes, you do.
Yes, okay. So additional information. Once an instructor selects any of the courses, then they must see the following as links: edit, drafted, or published. And once an instructor clicks on any of these links, then they must be able to either edit, save a course as draft, or publish the desired course. I don't know if that's clear enough for everyone or if you have any questions.
Yes, I do. This is Abimbola, developer. The part that I want to ask is, and I click on home panel. I just want to know if it's a typo there, whether it's an home icon, because this is part of the listed icons on the side panel. So I just want to know if it's still home panel or home icon. And also as a developer, one of the additional notes says edit, drafted, and published. And at the bottom, if you scroll down, Moji, it's still talking about, yeah, it's still saying that they must be able to either edit, save a course. So the word edit is appearing in two places. So that is my own part that I get confused as a developer. So that I need to know where the edit, why the edit is appearing twice on the additional information.
Okay, so I'll quickly take the last one you've said before going to the icon. That should actually be a home icon, not a panel. Sorry about that. But for the one in the additional information, what that second part is saying, the first part is saying that once the instructor should be able to select any of those links. Yeah. So what we're saying in that additional information is that they should be able to see it and they should be able to select it. Now, once the instructor clicks on any of those, either edit or drafted or publish, then they should be able to carry out that functionality. They should be able to be, once they click on edit, then it should give them the opportunity to be able to edit. Once they click on drafted, then they should be able to draft. And then when they click on publish, they should be able to publish. So that's just talking about the functionality that when they click on it, then they should be able to do what that whatever the link they click on, what he's saying, they should be able to carry out that function.
Yeah,
Is
thank
that
you.
clear, Bimbala?
Yeah, yes, it's
All
clear.
right, thanks.
Thank you.
Yeah, I just wanted to say that the home is actually a tab because there are different tabs on the dashboard, like on the dashboard page. So we have different tabs. So there's the home tab, there's another tab, and yeah, so it's not an icon because it's on the page.
Okay, should I change it back to tab instead of icon?
Yes, ma'am. So if you're saying
before.
Okay, if you're saying it's a tab, that means there must be a table. So what are the listed items on the table? Because for a tab to exist, there must be a table. So I need to create a table. So is it just home that is just on that, just standing alone on the dashboard, or we have other listed
There are other
titles?
ones, yeah, there are other ones. It's just because the home is the one that carries this functionality. That's why this story is focused on that. Because we've developed this, it's just the improvement of this particular tab. I mean, the improvement of the dashboard. So we've developed the dashboard. The dashboard is already in existence, but we are just improving on the functionality, how we want this dashboard to work, especially the home tab. That's what the story is focused on.
Okay.
I hope that's clear. I don't know.
Yeah, it's clear. It's just one more question for the edit, drafted, and published. Should it be a button? And what part of the page should the developer put it?
It's
Or
on
should it
the
just be anywhere?
no, it's it's under the dashboard page and under home tab. So when the user clicks on home on the home tab, they should be able to see each of these. Button, I think it can just be like a link and then it opens up when you click on it rather than making it a button. So once you click on it, you are able to carry out the functionalities you want to carry out with it. You want to edit something, or you want to draft a particular course, or you want to finally publish the course.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, everybody. Now, this is my voiceover. Now, you can imagine, I want you to just take your time and imagine the importance of everybody. Oh, Chika, you have your hands raised. Before my voiceover, Chika, go quickly.
Yeah, I was going to ask, the edits drafted and published, at this point, are we supposed to, like, I know like when you select any course that this will appear, but at this point, are we expected to click on any of them and perform any of those functionalities?
So all the courses that you have published as an instructor appears under your dashboard. So you'll be able to carry out these functionalities on any of them.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you, everyone. So thank you, Chika. So firstly, this is my voiceover now. You can see the conversation that happened between the PO, the developer, the QAs, everybody. Now, think of it, if any one of them is not around, that's why you should always make sure you ensure everybody in the team is around for every event as much, because everybody is needed for every event, right? Let them know their importance. So let's use an example. Let's say Bolu, the PO, was not around in this meeting today. What do you think would have happened to these 3 stories? They would have just been put aside. We'll not be able to take it into, considering taking it in for sprint planning because they will not be ready. So she's here to answer the mind of the business as regards that. You see, when at some point I was a Scrum Master and I asked her, oh, should we make something alphanumeric? She responded saying that, okay, she'll get back to the business. But for now, the business says they want it to be alphabets. They don't want any, numeric value there. So those things are very important. One of the first things you should do, ensure everybody knows their value within the team. See the questions coming from the QA, see the developer, because the developer is going to be the first hand after this now. The moment we commit stories to sprint, the next person picking it up is the developer to develop these stories. So imagine where she doesn't know where to put the edit button, she doesn't know where to put the draft button, she doesn't know anything. How do you think the website or whatever they are developing will look like? It will look rubbish. So hence all these questions. So all these things in the acceptance criteria, the user story, is to guide us in the development of this particular increment, right? So that's why everybody should be there. And you, the Scrum Master, you're just here to facilitate and make sure it's going right, making sure everybody gives you a thumbs up that, oh yeah, everything is fine. So because after this one, I was supposed to ask them immediately, are we okay? Are we okay? Are we okay? Always get thumbs up after every story to be sure everybody is fine, all those kind of things. But you have to make sure you're not wasting your team's time, all those kind of, arrange yourself, make sure you coordinate everybody perfectly, make sure everybody's there, everybody has a clear understanding of the story. Without a clear understanding of the story, we can't move forward. So thank you everyone for this. So this wraps up kind of our sprint refinement. Now, also understand that there are some things that didn't go on here. There are sometimes in your refinement, there are some stories you just let me save and close. So there are sometimes in your refinement, it's not everything you take in. You can imagine if there was no clarification for this last one finally, probably she says, oh, okay, you know what, this edit tab, I need to really go back to the business. We can't take it to the sprint. And the developer say, oh no, I can't develop this. So go and find out. We'll put it in the parking lot. We're not going to take it into sprint or anything, for example. So it's not every time everything within the refinement goes right and all. So there are sometimes that there are some things to be left. Now, onus is on me to also tell you, we just didn't mention it here now, is all these stories usually they come with Not all, some stories, but most stories, not all, they come with wireframes, process map. Wireframe is just like a skeleton of how that tab and everything should look like and all. You'll be coached through that. That's especially the BAs. It's the BAs that will need coaching for that. So we have wireframes, we have process map. Please mute yourself. We have wireframes, we have process maps and everything that should be added to these things. So for every story, please help me mute who is there. For every story, we need to ensure that you have a full user story, an acceptance criteria, a wireframe, and a process map. Onus is on BAs to note this. However, I also mentioned that it's not all stories that have everything, but it's just a guide so that the thing is developed properly. I just thought to mention it that. So that's kind of what goes on within refinement. Now, also in this refinement, one of the things we should do is to go and just do a rough sketch estimation. I don't want to do that now, else we'll not have what to do in our sprint planning because we're doing it back to back. So in this refinement now, we should have a rough sketch by saying, okay, the developer, what do you think? What do you think the estimate of this story should be? And they tell you the estimate, they tell you the priority and the severity. So usually every story comes with a priority of 2, except if it needs to be delivered, no. We change the priority to 1, right? Then sometimes if you're using probably Moscow prioritization, a must, could, should, would, like that, it also depends. You can pick anyone that is a must and should, like that. And sometimes you just use high, low, medium. Every story comes as medium, but if it needs to be delivered, no, you make it high. So all those things, you need to note them. Don't worry, we'll teach you along the way as you're going. Then lastly, what do I want to mention again? So you can imagine if they say this story is as big as, for example, 21 story points and all that, then we know that, oh, it's too big. We need to slice the story. So all those getting syntax of and, when, this will break them into 2 stories entirely. So we'll be focusing on one aspect of the story. Can you mute yourselves, please? And another aspect of the story. So this is what we do in refinement to make sure the story is ready for us to take into sprint. So as all these things are in approved now, we're ready to actually start our sprint planning. So we're going for round 2 now, which is sprint planning. We'll make the sprint planning very faster, but please try and grab the sprint planning. At this point, is there any question? Or no, you know what, note your questions down. We don't want to delay too much. Note your questions down for the refinement. You ask at the end of the day. Thank you. So we're going into sprint planning now. Okay, hi everyone. And please note that for all these ceremonies and these events going on, I have sent my team as a Scrum Master. I have blocked their calendars for this ceremony. I've sent them invites beforehand. Not that we want to do sprint planning today. It's just today I'll send out the invites. No, we want to do sprint planning today. In fact, with the way you should run your team, the team should already know the dates for some of these things. However, you still send them, you still block their calendars for those particular hours you're doing it. For me, usually I just do a series and occurrence. How do I explain it? In Teams. So if you want to block a meeting, you can just do a series. You can do it from now to the next 6 months. Every other Tuesdays, for example, we're going to do our refinement. Okay, for this one, for example, every Monday you're going to be doing your sprint planning. So you can block your team's calendar for every other Monday for the next 3 months. If anything changes along the way, you can change it. Sometimes you can just change only, that's a series, right? So occurrence is on a particular Monday, maybe Monday the 20th, for today's Wednesday. So let's say Wednesday the 20th, you want to make a change of time or something, you just go only to that occurrence and change your team, make sure you send out messages. Everybody's in know. If it's for review, send to stakeholders so that they attend and know when to join you for the meetings. So all these things has gone on that before we even started the refinement. This is me just putting this out there so that we don't forget. So now we're going into our sprint planning. So hi everyone, how you doing, guys? Okay, so let's go into our sprint planning. How was your day today, guys? How did your day go? I always start it here. I like looking for your trouble. How did your day go today?
It went well, thanks.
Okay. Nobody disturbed you today. Bola, how did your day go? Did you
Yeah, also well. Enjoying the weather.
I'm not enjoying anything. Which weather? It's very hot. It's hotter than I anticipated. So not enjoying anything, Jerry. Chika, how about you? How did your day go?
It's so nice, so lovely. The kids are just best.
Did you work from home today?
Yes, so we work from home. I work from home today.
Are you serious? Okay, I did enjoy. I went in today, Jerry. I didn't enjoy. About you. How did your day go?
It went well.
It just ended at it went well. You're very boring, not nice. It just went well with
For
all
real.
this going on.
I went to office today, so
You went into the, you're like me, now you're my buddy.
yeah.
Sorry. Annie, how about you? Annie, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Yeah.
Yeah, in the other room. I don't trust you.
Nah, not at all. Yeah, I had a good day. Even though the weather wasn't really helpful, but yeah, it's all good. Yeah, had a really good day. So, yeah.
Nice to hear that. Bobo, how did your day go?
Yeah, it was all right. I just been working. Yeah, it was not really busy at work today, but yeah, it was okay. It was just an okay day and the hot weather.
He was
Yeah.
busy. These are the kind of days I don't like. It was like back-to-back meeting. And they'll be shouting in my office every time. Oh, they don't like meeting, and then we'll do meeting from morning to night. I did up to like 8 meetings today. 3 kele ones, but the remaining 5 were long. I was just tired. 8 meetings, one and only me, small girl that I don't even like meetings. Okay, you know what? Let's just start our day. So today we'll be having our sprint planning. Yeah, and thank God we did our refinement a couple of days ago. So we'll just delve straight into the estimation, though we'll look through it briefly, but because of time, so let's just delve into it so that, because we still have a lot to cover. I know some of us will still need to get back to work and everything, to finish some of the things we're doing. So no problem. We'll just go straight into estimation. Okay, hold on. Now, this is my voiceover. Ideally, it's 2 ways. Either we open the stories from here, how we did during the refinement, and read it through. And then, because between 3 days ago or 1 week ago when we did the refinement and now, things might have changed. Bolu might have come to tell us that, oh, the stakeholders said we can make that alphanumeric. So we'll go into that story to change it. Bolu might have come and say, oh, no, when I spoke about the button, they said we should put the button in the top right, something. We'll make those changes. So those are some of the things we do when we read the story in sprint planning and all, right? So, but just to avoid waste of time, we'll skip all that, right? So ideally we can open it here and do it. But naturally, even for me, let's say we still want to go through the regular way, I'll rather go to my estimation and read from there, because by the time we read just these 3 stories, then go back to estimation to start estimating, you can forget some things and all that. But if you are reading it and you're estimating at the same time, you just remember, estimate, move on, next story, like that. So we're ready to commit at the end of the day. So we'll go to our estimate. I want to believe everybody's in. Please try and log in, everyone. Thank you. I sent the link. Chika, please, can you help me forward the link to Annie? I'm not sure I sent it to Annie. Please help forward the link to Annie. But I know Adetunji, Abimbola, Bolu, Moji, everybody has the link. Whilst we're all trying to log in, right? Also note that for estimation, the BA does not estimate, because the BA has written a story, right? So the BA just wrote the story for the developers to work on and the QAs, right? If you have UX designers, if you have DAs, anybody, they can do estimation along with you if they have work to do on that particular item. Now, if a DA doesn't have any work to do on this item, there's no need for them voting, right? If a UX designer does not have anything for this story, there's no use for them voting. If a front-end developer does not have anything, we have front-end developer, back-end developer, full-stack developer, different people within a team. But in general, the developers, that's the development team in quotes. I just don't want to use the wrong word. That's why I'm just sticking to developer. The developers will be the one to vote on the story, right? So we're going to go, we start with improvement of ad costs. So let me see. It's only 2 people that are in now. Tunji, you are not in. Who is BA? No, that's not. Who is BA? Bonaventure, Annie. Okay, great. Chika, please try and log in.
Lola Wumi, I'm in. I'm using tester account. Yeah, because I can't log in with my own link.
Okay.
My login detail is not working. I don't know.
We'll use your T as Tunji today. Don't worry. Yeah.
Okay, good.
Who else? Okay. I think we're only missing Chika, because ideally Moji should not vote anyways. So Moji is not voting. Bolu is not voting. So if you notice, power is changing hands. Power came from Bolu, changed hands to BA. BA, Moji. Moji has finished her own. Now Moji has passed the baton now. So the people that are going to work on these stories are the people that want to start voting now. So just in order not to waste time, no problem. Chika, you can join us along the way if you meet us, that's fine. So over to you, Moji. You can just do it yada yada reading. Okay, so ideally in a sprint planning, the BA is supposed to read the story again, and then the QAs will estimate. But because we don't want to waste time, right? So just let's assume this has been read. As an instructor, I want the course title text box on the add course page to be static so that I can easily enter my course title, acceptance criteria, all read. Thank you. Please, can we vote, please? We're waiting for the third person. Only Tunji and Abimbola has voted. Annie, do you want to vote? Pending when Annie is voting, this is my voice over now. Can you see the cards they are voting on? If you look at the down part, you see they are closed. Is when I'm done, when they are all, when everybody has voted. Thank you, Annie. Thanks, your vote is in. And now click on review. So I've seen that it's 3 people that are voting here, and the 3 people is even showing me here all votes 3 out of 3. So that means 3 people are in the system aside me than the Scrum Master. Mine will not even reflect because I'm not sharing screen. I'm not in here as a voter, right? So, but if I want to vote, I can actually go ahead and vote, but I won't vote. The 3 people that are voting, all I need to do is just click on review. Okay, Chika is there, thank God. Okay, Chika, can you vote? Can you see it has changed to 3/4, then 4/4 now? Because Chika just joined and she has voted. Thank you. So I will just review their votes, right? So the vote for this is 1-3-3-1, right? Now, I'm not sure if I want to talk about estimates now because it's going to. So estimate in his word, please just take this now. Estimate is the amount of effort it's going to take me as a developer, as a tester or anything, the amount of effort is going to take me to do a particular task. That's what estimation is. Now, when you talk of effort, I will give a very good example that you should try and stick, right? So effort includes your dependencies, your risk, your time, everything. In fact, some companies usually use effort based on time to make it easy for people to estimate, right? Some people use it. In fact, I use that too. But the real thing encompassing estimate is an effort that you use to do something, all the efforts. Now, the example I want to give is, Olawumi, I'm very hungry right now and I want to buy McDonald's and I want to eat McDonald's because I want to be full. So my user story does that. As a person, I want to buy McDonald's. I want to eat McDonald's so that I can be full. That's my user story. So my acceptance criteria is, given that I'm a person and I eat, when I go and buy McDonald's and I eat McDonald's, then I'm full or something, right? I've done my acceptance criteria. Now, for me to eat McDonald's, listen to my efforts that it would take me to eat ordinary McDonald's here. So McDonald's, let's say I'm new to where I am right now, then I want to eat McDonald's. I first think, what do I want to eat in McDonald's? I want to eat this, that, this. I want to eat a burger and fries. I make it a meal with a Coke. Now, the first thing I do is I go to my phone, I Google, where is the nearest McDonald's to me? So I Google. The time I used to Google, that's already an effort. So I'm Googling to check where McDonald's is. Then I find a McDonald's. Then I decide that I want to go and pick the McDonald's myself. So the next thing is I go downstairs to my car, I pick my car key, I drive to McDonald's. Or even if I don't drive, I call an Uber. Then I wait for an Uber to come. Then I go downstairs, enter into an Uber, and the Uber takes me to a McDonald's. I come down from the Uber and then come into McDonald's. Then I go to the board, I make the reservation of all the things I want to eat and everything. Then I wait on the queue. Then they call me. Then I go and pick my McDonald's. Then I call an Uber. Then the Uber, I walk out to meet the Uber. The Uber drives me home. Then I come back upstairs. Then I probably go to the dining table. I set what I want to eat down. Then I start eating it. And then I drink my Pepsi and then I am full. So at that point I am full. That's my acceptance criteria. Done, done, done. That's my definition of done. I'm full, everything. So that's all what it took me to eat McDonald's. Did you see my journey of just eating ordinary McDonald's? Now listen to where I now say all the effort, including the risks, dependencies. Now I'm dependent on the Uber driver. See the Uber driver, let's say the Uber driver does not come for 15 minutes or 20 minutes. I'm hungry. The guy is making me hungrier. That's a dependency. I'm waiting for him to do something. Now you can imagine we are going on the road, one trailer, I reject it, falls on only the Uber driver. I'm so sorry. The trailer falls. That's a risk. There can be an accident on the road. There can be something, or probably there's a blockage on the road and we didn't even know. We're driving and then they just blocked a particular road. Then we have to go and turn around. All the things that must have, okay, then I get to McDonald's and then I see a queue with 100 people, maybe 100 students came to buy food from a school just as an outing. How do I want to buy in that McDonald's? Rather than waiting for them, I'd rather just give up and probably check my Google again and find the nearest McDonald's and move on. You know, those are risks, those are dependencies, those are me wasting my time, a lot of things. So I don't even know, sometimes I don't even know what I want to delve into with going to buy that. But if everything goes ceteris paribus, all things being equal, I can just go to that McDonald's and come back. All this my talk plus eating it and everything, 15 minutes, I'm done. Or sorry, like 30 minutes. Let me just be more reasonable. 30 minutes, I'm done. So it depends. So all these things is what they are thinking of before deciding to pick this effort. I just felt I should explain what estimation is about so that you not just say, what are these people doing? And then when we estimate in Blue Sky, we use Fibonacci series, right? Fibonacci series is as easy as just saying it's a sequence. So 0, 0, 1, 2, that's where it starts from. So we now start adding. 2 plus 1 is 3. 3 plus 2 is 5. 5 plus 3 is 8. 8 plus 5 is 13. All the way, yada, 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 yada. Is that clear? So I'm just trying to just go as fast as we can. To an extent, I don't need to ask. I know you guys understand a little bit, right? But as we go, you get to learn it more. But this is what we call Fibonacci series, right? So now they are using this series to determine the weight of work they want to do. I'm sure some of you will say, oh, why are they not using 8? Now, if I check, I don't need to go too far, right? And please still don't get it wrong. Just for the sake of this explanation, I'm not saying anybody's not an expert or not an expert. So you can imagine, Abimbola is a developer on this call. Abimbola has been developing since 1920. In fact, before I was born, Abimbola has been developing, right? So the thing that would take probably a Wumi that I don't even know how to develop, or somebody that just started 3 months ago or 6 months ago, Abimbola will do it in a jiffy. That's why she picked one, because for her, it's not to just improve add course page. She can do it in her sleep. Abimbola can say, okay, it's bedtime, let me pray. When I finish praying, she just puts one left hand on the laptop. The thing has finished developing, right? Whereas somebody else can come and probably need to go and learn something, read something before they start doing this estimate. So the person will go for a 13 or an 8 or something, do you get? So it depends. So don't just think these numbers came from nowhere. These numbers are speaking from experience. That's why they are picking this. So you vote based on your effort that you're going to use a story. And your effort can be watered down with experience. The more experience you have, the lesser effort it takes you to do something. Think of this and apply it to your normal everyday self. When you first started the work you are doing now, it might take you a longer time to do the thing, but after a while, easy peasy does it, right? So it's very normal. It's relatable to this too. Whew, I've spoken so much. Okay, now moving on. So this is it. Now, ideally with this, for me, I'm okay with the average. I probably don't need to ask them questions, but it's always good to ask questions to just know why your team made that decision, right? So we're going to go for an average of 2, left with me. I don't need to say anything. All I need to do is click 2 and save, and it's going to appear on my card, right? But however, I just feel I want to ask, Chika, why did you pick 3?
Well, I've just given it actually a second thought. Actually, I just realized that it's actually an improvement. It's not like we're doing it from scratch or something like that. So I'm actually willing to calm down to 1, knowing that it's just to see that the text box is, it's visible and it's static. So it actually does not look that accurate actually. So I'm willing to calm down.
Okay, that's fantastic. Thank you for that. Annie, do you want to explain yours too?
Yeah, so at first, I thought about the manual and the automated parts. So that was why I went with 3. But on a second thought, I realized that it's just to, view that the course title, the text box for the course title must be static. And I was like, oh, okay, yeah, one can do for that. So I'm willing to come down to 1 or an average of 2 if that's okay with the rest of the team. Thank you.
Okay. So at this rate, since everybody has decided to come back to 1, I'll just make it a 1 in peace. There's no need, going back and forth on it. And just for the sake of it, I just want to ask Abimbola why she picked 1.
Yeah, the reason why I picked 1 is because of the effort, since it's an improvement. So what I need to do is just to make sure that that text box is static and users can input the course title inside. And that would take me less hour to do. So I use 1 to represent it.
Okay, thank you. Adetunji, do you want to go?
Yes. Yeah, because I went for 1 because it's just for improvement on it.
Okay, so probably you've even written the test case for the previous one, so it won't really take long or anything.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've agreed for 1 as a team, so we're saving it and we're clicking on 1. So now I want you guys to see my screen. If you notice, estimate 1 because I've saved it. But if you check out these 2, there's no estimate on it yet because we've not estimated it. So you need to note that. So it has changed to 1. Easy peasy does it. Just calm down, we'll get it. Some people say I should not use easy peasy again. But that's it. So we're going for the next one. So you have an understanding again. So this is the next one. It will automatically highlight itself anyways, because it has done that one and it has moved forward. So now ideally, like I said, the next thing is for us to read this. So whenever you want to read, please don't just jump into description. You have to say the title, improvement of curriculum on add course page. So description as an instructor, I want to do this, acceptance criteria, given that, additional information given that, then you ask the team again, are we okay with this? Is this fine? And everybody gives a thumbs up. And the team you're asking right now is the development team in quotes. Remember, the word is developers, not development team. But I just want it for clarity. That's why I'm repeating development team. So the development team, I ask them, are you guys okay? Everybody says, yeah. And I say, okay, let's vote, please. Thank you, Abimbola. Thank you, Adetunji. Pending when, okay, they voted. Oh, great. Okay. I actually wanted to look for trouble. I'm not short of looking for trouble in this team. When you always look for my trouble, so I'll look for everybody's trouble. So thank you everyone for voting. So I'm going to review this. So we have an average of maybe 1.5 or something. Oh no. Okay, yeah, great. So we have an average of 1.5. So now this is my voiceover now. So for 1.5 now, so an average of 1.5 is either I go left or I go right. So in this confusion now, left with me, I'll go for 2. But it's not my call. I just want to ask why, Tunji, why did you pick 2? I'm going to ask only Tunji. Why did you pick 2?
Yeah, thank you for that question, Olawumi. Because of the additional information I will need to automate both Teams and Zoom. So that will take more effort from me.
Okay. So the team, do you think we're okay with 2? Should you just put it on 2? Our estimate.
Yeah, I mean, I can go with 2. That's why I voted 2 because I think I've done automation on this already. So I just need to add 1 or 2 steps on it. So that's why I went for 2. So yeah.
All right. So are we all agreeing to use 2 for this rather than taking it back to 1? Is 2 okay from you, Abimbola? 2 is okay.
Yeah, I'll go with the tester considering their efforts. But in terms of the developer side, 1 is okay, but I will go with them.
Okay, thank you for that. Am I getting a thumbs up from you also, Annie? Are we good to go?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, 2 is fine.
Thank you. Thank you guys for this. Estimate is already on the 3rd one. So as usual, improvement of dashboard, description as an instructor, yada. Acceptance criteria, given that, Please ensure you read this. The reason it's just like this is because we just finished reading it and I don't want to bore you to death. That's why I'm skipping. Can we start voting, please? Thank you. Great, everyone has voted. So I'm going to review this. Thank you. We have 1, 3, 3, 1. In fact, I'm going to settle in the middle now. I'm not going to ask any question. Anything I see there is what I'll go for. 2. Thank you. Okay, thank you. Just to wrap up, but I hope you guys get the gist of asking questions. And usually when you ask questions the most is when it's extreme. So somebody is speaking 8, somebody else is speaking 1. It's because all these people are experts. So that's the problem. That's the problem I have with them now. If it was, new joiners, we'll see 8, 13, and there's a reason why they are picking the 8. Pick according to your confidence. Please don't look at other people before you make your decision. And don't be swayed because somebody else, when you now review, somebody else picked 1 and you picked 8. Worst case scenario, if you look at it and you digest it better, you can come back to 5. You don't have to come back to 1. Because if you are comparing yourself with the likes of Tunjiani, Chika, and Abimbola, you just jump into fire. These people, they've been doing it since 1920. So, in fact, some people have been doing their own since 1890. Abimbola, for example, since 1890. So don't get swayed. Make a decision. You are the one that knows the effort you want to use. And then, there's this thing that they used to say that estimation is guesstimation. It's like a guess. You don't have to be perfect on it, right? When you estimate, you get to improve on it. So you can imagine if I estimated this as 5 and then I do it and I did it within 30 minutes. I'm like, oh, okay. So the next time I see this type of story, do you think I'll do 5 again? Don't you think I'll go for a 1 or a 2? So you don't have to be accurate at the first time. You can be accurate as you go. You learn on the go. It's your own time. This is the effort. And of course, that first time I'm going to do it, I might need to make some research. I might need to go and meet Abimbola or Chika and say, oh, please, can you show me this? Oh, can you, anything? So in that process, I will not pick an estimate like them. And the fact that I've seen Chika pick it doesn't mean I'll go and pick it because Chika picked it. No, it's Chika that picked it, life nap ahead. This is my own understanding of the story. And that's the effort I think I can use to take the story. Now, another thing I just like to also put out there is some people just do it for, I want to take up plenty story points and then they just pick something random. No, it's not good. You're doing wrong to your team. You're doing wrong to yourself. The saying that you can even deceive the whole world, but you can't deceive yourself. Always go for what you think is really right, right? Thank you for that. So with this is like virtually half of our sprint planning done, right? So you now go back to the boards. Are you with me, guys? Now this is for the internet, so I'm continuing my voiceover. You now go back to the board. So upon getting to the board now, you see that we have estimated these stories. That's the things under approved. All I need to do is just move them to committed. So there are various ways of moving things to committed. We are currently in sprint 4. So all I need to do is just change the iteration. All I need to do is change the iteration to sprint 4. However, I'll just move it just to show you how to move some of these stories. So I'm moving this to committed. Because we've agreed as a team and we've estimated it. You don't move things that are not estimated into committed, right? You've estimated it and we're okay with it. Now, onus is on me to also tell you. So with this now, officially, kind of, we started sprint with this officially. But we cannot say we started sprint because it's not in the right iteration, right? So one way of moving things to the right iteration, you can open the story. You can do it straight from there too. But you open the story, you see this word iteration. Iteration is the same as sprint. I mentioned it during the course, right? Please, guys, don't sleep. I hope I'm not boring you. Please grab as much as you can. So we're going for ABC project. Let me just move this quickly. Let me type ABC. Okay, so we're in sprint 4, and our sprint 4 is starting today, 13th. Oh, I wish I showed you the date. Oh, okay, let me save it. No problem. We'll save and close. So automatically, this particular story, can you see, is now carrying ABC sprint 4 because we are now in the right iteration. I'm going to open the next story. If you see the path now, this time around, I don't need to search because I just did it recently. So you see our dates now. I did a 2-week sprint. So it's starting from June 13th, which is today, and it's ending June 26th. June 26th will definitely be a Monday because we're starting on a Tuesday to end on a Monday. So 2 Mondays from now is when we're going to end. So that's why we're picking this. So that's another way of doing it the same way rather. Now to put the third one on iteration part, I don't want to do it from here. I'll rather go into our backlog to show you. Now, the reason I'm showing you is sometimes you've started a story, they've raised stacks on this, we've moved it across the board, but we did not finish it within this sprint. And we want to take it from the previous sprint into the next sprint. Now, if we just drag it and put it under committed and just continue or something, you will not carry the remaining tasks along. Don't worry, this will be repeated during the course of the internship. So to carry those tasks along, we'll come to backlog. Let me look for this story, 14.7.41, improvement of add cost page. So we'll go to the backlog, right? So we'll look for add cost page. This is it, add cost page. Now, if you notice, these two are already in sprint 4. But the third thing we did today that had this one story point effort, can you see this same estimation? Can you see it's written as effort here? Because that's the word actually. Estimation is done in effort. It's not time, it's not weight, it's not height, it's done in effort. So improve add cost. All I need to do is click on this ellipses. Anywhere you see 3 dots, I know we call it 3 dots sometimes, but the word is ellipses, right? So you click on the ellipses and then you move it to iteration. So all I need to do is move it to the current iteration, which is, I don't know where my system is running to. All I need to do is move it to the current iteration, which is this one. Oh, it's running away from me. Come on. Help the needy now. Behave yourself. But I hope you guys can see what I'm trying to do. I don't know why it's misbehaving. Okay, another thing I can do is just open the part here. Sorry. Okay. You know, it has been going up since, and okay, so that's now, can you see that's changed to sprint 4? So 1, 2, 3, 4. These are the 3 stories we took into sprint. So officially now we have started sprint. Officially we have started sprint. So if we go to our tax board now, which is our sprint, because, oh, I wish I showed you this page before doing all those. So if we go to our sprint and then we go to our tax board, right? You see that those stories are there. They are ready to now be imputed into sprint. So all this, some of these things actually had children from 1920. That's why they followed. Like this improvement. If you remember, we said it's an improvement, meaning that some work has been done on it. So with what I did from that backlog now, it will carry all the children. That's all the tax, all the, so a story, we have epic, feature, and the stories, right? So there are some tasks you do under the stories. So those are what, you know, it will carry to follow all these things. Don't worry, we'll explain better as the time is going. So that's that. So officially we have started sprint, right? So as a team, you come together and decide on your goal. Let's go for the goal first. I want to do the goals before the capacity. So what is our sprint goal for the sprint? BA, shoot, BA, PO, or even the team, anybody, what's our sprint goal? So this is one of the things you do. You decide on your sprint goal within the team, and then you put it, because that's your focus for the sprint. So at the end of this iteration, that's at the end of this sprint, what you hold on to is this goal. We said we wanted to achieve this, and this is what we have done. So it's always good to always put your sprint goal. So go ahead, Moji.
Yeah, this is Moji, the BA. So the PO did say that is improvement of features and functionality for the instructor.
So improvement of features and functionalities for the instructor. So this is our goal for this sprint. So I want to show this on our tab. So I'm going to toggle this. So at the end of the sprint, if we achieve this goal, we come here and say goal achieved. Now, if you want to explain more explanations also on this, you can put details here. but that's fine. And anytime you do anything, please ensure you save. You remember that when we're adding and all those stories that I made amendments on as we're going, or rather as the team made amendments on as we're going. See, we had to save and close them. So you save this also. Once you save this, it shows in our board. So it's saving. Just a moment. I'll show you where it's going to show, you know. So you see it beside here now, just a moment. So when we come back to Sprint, come on, I've clicked on you now. So this is ABC project. Sorry guys, we've exceeded time. Don't sleep. Please be ready with your questions. So if you notice what we wrote earlier, where has it disappeared to? So it's supposed to be showing somewhere here, right? It's supposed to be showing some, okay, see it here, sorry. So these are our goal, improvement of features and functionalities for the instructor, right? So that's the goal, it's already appearing here. So from time to time, anytime we come to the sprint, but you always know that, oh, these are our goal for the sprint. Another thing we need to know is our capacity. Now, capacity on the flip side, how do I explain capacity very fast? So capacity is more like your availability, your human resource for the sprint. So within a sprint, Moji might be going on 2 days break. Maybe she took 2 days holiday off her annual holiday. Maybe even Bolu is on a complete holiday. Maybe the developer fell ill on the 20th of June. Maybe, you know, different things can happen. So for falling ill, of course, we cannot know that one ahead of time. However, for vacations, days off, or something, we note it, right? So for this sprint, you don't need to, for the capacity on this board, you don't need to worry about Olawumi speaking, the Scrum Master. You don't need to worry about me. You don't need to worry about the PO, because the PO has done a part of the job for this sprint. The BA has done a part of the job for this sprint. Please don't get me wrong. It doesn't mean that, oh, because sprint has started, BA will sleep. No, the cycle starts again. So the PO starts going to the stakeholders to get the requirements for the next sprint and everything. But usually, they usually know the requirements for the quarter anyways, but it is still discussed in a separate meeting just to know that, okay, are we still on this, you know, channel? So she's trying to get requirements from the stakeholders, that's the PO. She's disseminating this information to the BA. The BA is taking it already. So the BA is not mindful of what is going on within this sprint again, except they call our attention to one or two things, because sometimes all the work that this QA and the developer has said, changes, the developer might start working now and find out that there's something that, oh, I didn't catch this during sprint planning. Of course, you call the attention of the BA and the PO to it. However, aside that, the BA and the PO now, they are going to be working as against sprint 5 now. So she's guiding requirements. The BAs are writing the stories for the future sprint and everything. So you can never be idle. So don't worry about that. But however, for this purpose now, we're looking at the capacity of the development team, that's the developers and the testers. So for developer, we have Abimbola. So that's why I put development for her. Abimbola, what's your capacity per day? Now, capacity per day is how many hours in a day is she going to work? That's what this one on the board is. Not to worry, we'll also show the Scrum Master separately what capacity planning is about, which is what I explained of number of days off and everything. However, it will also still affect this, because see the days off now. If Abimbola tells me she'll be 2 days off or something, then I'll come here and put the days she'll be away, and then I'll say, okay, right? Do you understand? So Abimbola, what's your capacity per day in hours now?
Yeah, 4 hours. And I'm taking Friday off.
Okay, you're taking 1 day off. Great.
Yes, 1 day off.
So Friday's date is 16th to 16th. So it's ending on the 16th too. So this 1 day off. So I say, okay. So you see the 1 day has appeared here. Abimbola will be off on that 1 day. Then per hour, you say 4 hours.
Yes.
That's strange. You 4 hours. You that you're always looking for
This
0.5 hours.
this is real life scenario.
Okay, sorry. 4 hours. Okay. Now, yeah, thank you for saying that. So ideally, working hours in an organization is usually 8 hours per day. However, there's usually 1 hour for break, So ideally, you should be working 7 hours non-stop, right? But sometimes there are meetings here and here, blah, 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 blah. So, focusing on just that work, only that work and everything within the sprint is what she said, 4 hours per day, right? So that's why she picked 4 hours per day. Adetunji is testing on this story. So Adetunji, how many hours, and are you taking any day of this sprint?
No off. I'm not taking any day off. 5 hours.
I do. Okay. Annie, I'm not going to ask Bolu because Bolu is the PO for this. So she's not working in this sprint. Annie?
Yeah, I would go with 5 hours as well. I haven't got any day off.
Thank you. You don't have any day off. Thank God. We'll use you people very well this sprint. Thank you. Chika, how about you?
Yeah, I'll go with 7 hours, my normal working hours.
Okay, great. So are you taking any days off? No vacation, nothing?
No break, no lunch.
No, she's 1 hour is for lunch now. So she wants to work, no break. She's not going to talk to anybody. So please, you should make sure you don't even have any conversation.
I'll be eating while working.
You are not even coming to our meetings, nothing. Since you want your 7 full hours. You are here, you are there now. So I will not invite you, even when we're going for our outing. You're not following us. You are working. I'm just kidding. So definitely, Moji is the BA. She's requirement, so she's not doing anything. And another will be documentation. I don't like this documentation. That's why they used to Yabos. I don't like this documentation. This thing is paining me. So Chika, I'm going to put testing for Chika. Okay, so that's it. So everybody in the team knows what they are doing. Trust me, all this calculation is happening under this thing, can observe what is going on under. You see it on our charts, that's on our dashboard and co. I'm not sure I set the dashboard, but let me just try my luck. So that's that. Okay, so I think we're good. So you have to do this during your sprint planning. So at this point, you can actually dismiss your team and say, thank you, everyone. Now, this is my voiceover. So for the Scrum Masters, for example, you can dismiss your team, thank them for engaging in the exercise, thank them, just find out, chitty chatter, just a minute or something, then excuse. Then you as a Scrum Master, you now go back and sit down and look through your dashboard and make sure everything is in sync, change the dates to be appropriate. But ideally, you should have done this beforehand, right? So sprint planning is done. Now for the other, I want to see if we can finish everything before 11. So for the other ceremonies, we'll be going in a speed of light, Okay, I think the retro might delay small. Okay, so the other ceremony, we've done refinement, we've done sprint planning. So sprint review now. Moji, are you ready for review? Actually, so for sprint review, the PO is the one that is supposed to be showcasing. However, the team members will be there and speak on what they have done too, if they are called upon. But this PO is spearheading that particular ceremony. Yes, the Scrum Master will still do the groundwork, probably send out the invites, make sure the right stakeholders are there, and from time to time, some stakeholders need to change. Say, for example, for the house we are building, for example, the people that will be stakeholders for, probably the fittings, aside, of course, the owner. So we know we might be looking for electrician to join this. But while building the house itself, maybe it's only the first sprint that electrician will say, okay, people should put hole here or put space here, put pipe here and go. For the remaining sprints, the electrician might not be there. So we will not need to invite the electrician for our review, right? But however, when it's now time for the inner fitting, we'll start inviting the electrician. So at every sprint, just know who your relevant stakeholder is for that sprint. So our goal is improvement of features. So all those that are relevant to this feature improvement are the people we are going to invite for our sprint review, right? So sprint review is usually like the second to the last event because the retro is usually the final last. So we'll quickly do a daily stand-up now. We'll do a review and then we'll do a retro. So our daily stand-up will be very fast. We should be done in 3 minutes. So if I want to do a daily stand-up as a Scrum Master, this is where I'll go to. I'll go to my tax board because now I can say, sorry, stay. I was looking for where to save it and I did not see the save button. Is it me? Do I need to scroll up? I was looking for the save. Moji, can you help with this? I can't find the save button.
Yeah,
I actually was looking for it and I
Go the arrow on the last, on your right. No, the last one. On your right, the last one. Yeah, maximize it and then you'll see the save.
Oh, no wonder I couldn't see it. I was wondering that I was looking for the save button and I didn't see it. Okay, thanks. See what Jira has done to my life. Okay, so that's that. We've saved this so we can come out of this page. So for you to do a daily stand-up, now we're in for our daily stand-up. I have sent invites to the team and it's 10:38. It's time for us to do our daily stand-up. Okay, so I'm going to the board, the tax board. We do our daily stand-up from the tax board because now if you notice what happened, if you remember at the beginning, our stories were somewhere here because it was in to do. So the developers, they've already worked. Oh God, I like these people are too sharp. My developers are working as we are talking. All this talk, my developers are working. Don't worry, don't worry. So they've moved their stories. QAs too are already doing their tests, automation and everything. So all they need to do is just give us a quick update on what is going on here, right? So this is the main story that we committed, 1, 2, 3. Now they're already tax in progress. So they just give us a quick update. Okay, hi everyone. Good morning, everyone. Are you guys okay? Are we warm today?
Yes, we are.
Okay, so I was hoping to just give everybody 30 seconds to join, but it's fine. I think we should just proceed. They will meet us along the way. Do you want to give a quick update on this? Let's start with Chika. Chika, do you want to give us a quick update?
Yes, sure. So yesterday, I wrote my test case for my allocated PBI. So today I am going to execute the the manual testing for that as well, and start writing my scenarios for my automation today as well. So far there is no impediment. Thank you.
Okay, great. Thank you so much. I think I'll just go to before Adetunji, I actually want Abimbola to speak first. Reasons being that she's the first hand of the work. This is my voiceover now. If you notice, Abimbola's stacks are in done because if Abimbola did not finish, these guys cannot start, the testers cannot start. Please note that it's not only one. Usually self-developers are always more than testers in a team. This is just a scenario based, right? So Abimbola and maybe 2 or 3 others, they finish their own dev work. You see that they even named it dev tax, because that's development tax. Now, if they don't finish, if they don't put it in done, the QAs cannot work. So you should note that. So the developer is done. Abimbola, do you want to just give us a quick update on how you went about your?
Yes. Yesterday I worked on improvement of hard course page, and during the sprint I also completed story on improvement of curriculum on hard course page, and also the last story for the sprint, improvement of dashboard. So all my story is now completed and is in dev done.
Okay.
No impediments.
Okay, thank you so much for that. Now, this is my voiceover. Now, no impediment, and she was very fast with attacks because she's probably more experienced and she's been doing it since 1989. So, 1889. Yes, that's the reason that she's very fast. Another developer might have done 2 and probably not done the 3rd one or anything. So everything varies, right? So I'm just trying to put that out there. It's not every time that developer would have been done at once. There might be impediments. She said it clearly that she didn't have any impediments and all that. So thank you so much, Abimbola. Now back to Adetunji. Do you want to give us a quick update, please?
Yeah. Morning, everyone. Yeah, yesterday I designed my test cases. I'm working on improvement of curriculum on hard course page. So I've designed my test cases. So today I'll be executing my testing on the manual. side of it. Then after that, I will continue with the automation.
Okay.
So no impediment as at now.
Thanks for that. Okay, so but if anything comes up, please feel free to shout out immediately so that we can quickly help you work on it. Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you. Your work is never gone unnoticed. Well done. Okay. Now this is my voice over. Now, if you notice, if you see that I don't need to look for anybody's tax. So this is onus is on you guys to make sure this is happening. That's I'm talking of the QAs now and co, right? Please make sure anything you do, put your name there. Now, if you see Moji wrote all these stories, can you see her name showing there? I don't need to look for it to know that Moji is the owner of this story. She's the one that started them. So see her name. Now, this story was now picked up by Abimbola. See Abimbola's name on the dev done. You can see Abimbola. She's the developer. Now, the QAs, Chika spoke first. See her name on her tickets. Please, we don't want to start looking for owners of tickets. Please, right? Okay, well, I'm trying not to call it tickets, but stories or something, right? So, but can you see Chika's name showing? Adetunji just spoke. His name is showing. So I know these are the Adetunji's. Now, I'm going to Annie's own. This is Annie's name showing, right? So ensure you put your name on your ticket. Even if you put any discussion or you put at anybody, put your name. Let everybody know who and who is talking. And you can see their jobs are still in progress. Annie, do you want to give us a quick update on yours, please?
Yes, so yesterday I worked on designing my manual and automated test case. So I've written my feature file and generated my step definition. So today I will be looking at inspecting my elements and then executing both my manual and automated test today. Thank you. At the moment, there's no impediment, but I will reach out if there is any. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Annie. That was spot on. So thank you, everyone. This is my voiceover now. So you can see for Annie to, you don't have to be technical to understand what he has done so far, even as he's calling elements and all those things. For people like BAs and SMs, don't get thrown off. Listen to the message, right? So just note anything. Say, for example, Annie says, oh, he's not able to do his element, whatever. You can just ask within the team. Sorry, please, can anybody help him with that? So they will now ask him, and Abimbola can ask him a question and say, oh, okay, did you put this? Did you put this? And he says, oh, he puts it, you know what? You just find a way to say, you know what, let's put this in the parking lot. So afterwards, you can have this discussion in full. Because this meeting is time boxed for 15 minutes. You have to finish it in 15 minutes. But in any case, you maybe exceed for a minute or so, or less than 5 minutes. So tell your team, apologize to your team that sorry, please, we're exceeding time, blah, 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 blah. But always make sure you work within your 15 minutes. If possible, just put allowance of 2 minutes on top that, okay, let's work within 30 minutes in your head. So even if you get to 15 minutes, all well and good. So things can come up. You can ask questions. That's why I was saying self-organizing team, cross-functional. So you can imagine if he said he had issue with whatever with his element, blah, blah, blah. And Abimbola jumps in and says, okay, put it in. He says, oh, I didn't think of that. Oh, and he puts it and it works. Oh, yeah, that's a team. But you can tell them to put that in a parking lot. But please be nice before you interject your team. Don't just say, wait, and talk to him rudely. No. Sorry, excuse me, Annie. Okay, at this rate, do you think we should put it in a parking lot? In your mind, you're already saying his parking lot is going on, but you are giving him the option of, oh, do you think, or can we, ask them in a very polite way? Please be mindful of how you talk within your team. Even you as a QA, when you're talking to your other people, listen to other people's opinion. No, for us to be adults and professionals, we have something upstairs for us to get to this stage, right? So please don't belittle anybody's information, don't belittle anybody's talk and all that. So make sure you do that. Then SM, jot anything that you think is valuable within the minute. Please, I didn't say you should take minutes of meeting. No, you are not stenographer or admin. But anything that is relevant to you, say Annie says, oh, my element is also you can just note it down. You just put elements Annie. You don't need to write the details. You are not technical. Well, if, for example, you now ask, oh, Annie, how far with the element issue? Do you get? You don't need to say his element did not, just pick the important thing. So by the time you ask him, he will remember that this is what this person is talking about, right? So let's just try and pick that. I'm just trying to explain as much as we can so that people will not say they don't have an outright understanding. Because by the time we watch the video from time to time and everything, you should be able to get the gist that we're trying to say. Because you're starting this thing immediately. We're just easing this entrance for you so that you can understand as you are going. That's why we're doing all this. Now, after this meeting, all I need to do is thank my team and say, oh yeah, let's have a nice day. Or for me, I always say, okay, thank you everyone. Is there any question or anything from anybody, any input? Someone will say, oh yeah, I have the person will talk. That's if I have time. But if not, if they don't even have anything to say, somebody can unmute and say nothing from me. Somebody else say nothing from me, or something. Say, okay, let's have a nice day. Thank you, or let's call it a morning. Thank you, or anything to suit. Just go with your own swag. You understand? You keep improving from time to time. So that's what I've done now. I've dismissed my team. Thank you, everyone, for joining. In the absence of no question, let's call it a morning. Thank you, everyone. Bye. You end the call. And if you're there physically, you leave the meeting room and go to your seats, right? That's that. Thank you. We're done with the daily stand-up. Now, the showcase. Bolu or Moji, do you want to handle the showcase, please? Do you have anything to handle the showcase? If you don't, I can just proceed.
Hi, Bolu. Bolu, do you want to take the showcase? Is Bolu here? Okay,
Sorry,
that's
I was
fine.
trying to get rid of the noise in my background.
Oh, okay.
I think we can go ahead. The development work is still ongoing. So.
Okay. Okay, so we'll probably just freestyle this one, really. So let me just use my slides to still do it, right? Is that okay by you, Bolu, or do you have anything you want to show us? So let's say this is what we are creating, right? This is not ideal, but Moji, do you have any of those previous slides?
Yeah, I just want to check if Abimbola is on Abimbola as a developer. Yeah. Are you on the website so that just showcase the stories we've taken on board?
Perfect.
So that,
perfect. Yeah. Thank you. So let me put this down. Okay. So I'll stop sharing, Abimbola. When you're ready, let me know. Are you ready to share?
Right. Okay, hold on, please. Let me log in.
Okay. I think it's okay for me to stop sharing because I have to enable you because I've not enabled sharing. Okay. So go ahead, Abimbola.
Okay, please. I'll share. Right.
So while she's sharing, so the review I've explained earlier is for everybody to be able to review and give constructive feedback. We'll get constructive feedback as a team from the stakeholders. The stakeholders will give us a feedback. So this is what we have developed so far on the instructor journey and everything that we wanted to do. If you notice, our story was about improving some of these things and all that. So we've done that now. And then it's time for the PO to do the showcase. So I'm starting the showcase by just saying, welcome everybody. Thank you all for joining in and thank you for your time. So we'll be delving straight into the session. Bolu. Bolu, are you there?
Sorry, yes, I am. Okay, thank you, allow me. Yeah, thank you. So this is the Prep Major website, and so what we wanted to do, we're working on the improvement of some of the features for this sprint. So we majored on the add courses paid because there were issues that users complained about. Abimbola is a plus sign. Yeah.
So this is it.
Yeah. So this is not how it's meant to show, but yeah, because this is the life environment.
Yeah, this is where you put the course title. So it's actually static, and user can put course title here. If you have instructor account, you can give me so I can log in as an instructor. or if you want to share your screen.
Yeah, that's what I'm just trying to do, because I just realized that you don't have the instructor's account on the live environment. So I'll just use our test environment to do the showcase quickly. Apologies for the mishaps. All right. Okay, yeah, so this is the add course page. Previously this was not static, and now the team has made it static, and these are the tabs for the add course page. So a user can once they add in the title, as you can see, because I logged in with my profile, my name is already there. And then I can enter my course title, which will be maybe business analysis. And then I have to choose the category. Yeah, so just choose.
Hi, sorry, Penny, while you're doing this voiceover, please, Deji, please, you be the response for the stakeholder. Thank you. But don't kill us, so don't kill us in the process, because I don't trust you. Thank you.
Yeah, so the user can select a picture. I'm just going to select this random picture, and yeah, and then I type in whatever if I feel like, and then I can add course materials here. So then if I go to the curriculum, yeah, so work is still being done on this. We are still trying to develop it. So this is still being developed at the moment, and I'll just go to the dashboard and just show us some of the improvements there. Yeah, so this is the dashboard, and under the dashboard, all the courses that I've created. So I can open up the course, and then 1 minute. Yeah, so this is the feature we wanted, the drafted. If I want to make this particular course show as drafted, if I want to edit it. Yeah, so I can edit it. I can add a price to it if I want to, and just make it. Yeah, so, and I will update the course. Yeah, so the dashboard shows all the courses I've created ever. And yeah, those were the improvements we decided to work on in this sprint. And yeah, that's it from me.
Okay,
Any
thank
questions?
you. So this is a voiceover, sorry. My voiceover is now that after the PO has shown this and gone through it, sometimes the PO can tell the developer to go through the technical details to see what has been developed and all that, right? So the developer will go. And like I said, we usually have more than one developer. So you can have 2, 3, 4, 5 developers, depending. Well, usually not up to 5, or maybe 3, 4 that will come and explain themselves. But it also depends on the team. So they'll just come explain everything they've done, the part of the work they've done, and by the time they say their own, they'll be saying all the technical details. But just to avoid waste of time, that's why I don't want Abimbola to go, but ideally she's supposed to go for a round and explain in details, some of the things that was actually done, and the way the developer will explain it will now be, they are the ones that actually did the back work and all that. they will explain in more further details, but the PO will just explain on the front details on the front end of what has been developed, which is actually what the users want the most. Anyways, that's the customers want to see the most, so that's about that. So we'll now at this point we'll ask, just like how Bolu asks now, that's feedback from the stakeholders. So the stakeholders will now tell us, oh, we don't want this one, oh, put this one, put this picture. Deji, are you there? Do you want to give us a quick feedback? What do you want us to put? Blah, blah, blah. 1 minute, please. Thank you. Deji there?
I don't think it's.
No, it's healthy love when you feel free. Free to express your emotions without judgment. Free to communicate when you disagree.
Who's that? Please mute.
Free to heal because you're finally in a safe room.
Thank you. Okay. So that's about it. Abimbola, please jump in as the stakeholder.
Sorry, Bolo also can be a stakeholder. She's representing the stakeholder, so she can give
okay.
I know she's the one sharing the screen, but she can give feedback on what the team has done.
Okay. Bolo, shoot.
Okay, I just wanted to say thank you to everyone for the hard work in this sprint. Yeah, so far we've made progress. I just about the ad course page, I think I believe the development work is still ongoing on it because this feature is not working as it should at the moment. So if we just want to look into that, maybe it's broken and maybe the QAs can just run regression on it to be sure that it's working before we go to the UAT environment. So yeah, but overall, great work from everyone. Thank you everyone for the hard work in the sprint.
Okay, thank you. So thank you. This is now the voiceover. So all the things she says we should note, we'll note it down as a team. And if the developer wants to respond to one or two things, or like even the PO can say, oh no, this is what we cut out for this sprint, so that's why we're stopping here, because it's an increment. It depends. So there can be feedback, there can be a bit of, not really a back and forth, but at least a question and answer basis, during the sprint review. So that's kind of just how it goes. So you have to just showcase what you have achieved. So all those are small work we've done. That's what we just showcased to finish up. So we'll go to the official last event of the sprint. So if you notice, we've done our refinement before we commenced the start of the sprint. Then we now did the sprint planning that made us start the sprint. We did our daily stand-up, which we'll be doing every day of sprint. And then we've done refinement. Please note that most of all the ceremonies are done once, except daily stand-up that is done every time. Then refinement is your choice. Because you have a 2-week sprint, some team will do maybe 1 hour every week, just to refine the story. It just depends, right? But usually, most other things are once. You can't have more than one review within a sprint, ideally, right? So just one sprint review, one retrospective, one sprint planning. It's only refinement that you can probably break into 2, just, like that, just for more clarity. Because when it's getting to end of the sprint, people usually have more clarity as to the work they want to do. Then daily stand-up is every day. Please hope you guys grabbed what I just explained now. So we're going to the official last event of the day, which is my favorite event. Anybody that wants to say otherwise, yeah, your own. Because me, I like to play. So I like to be happy, right? So I'm gonna go for, yeah. So our last event of the day is our retrospective. So we're going to be going for a retrospective. Now we're going to do a local retrospective anyways. We're not going to do anything international. I'm not going to use any of these whiteboards just to save time. We'll see if we can finish it in 10 minutes. Okay, so for our retro, so we'll first start with an icebreaker, sharp. Hi everyone, good evening everyone. Sorry. Let's do the retro in the afternoon. Good afternoon, everyone. How are you guys doing? How was your day today? How do you feel at the end of this sprint? Just one fine. Come on, guys.
It's okay.
Okay.
It was good. We're able to achieve the sprint goal, so that's good.
Okay, yeah, that's true. That's fantastic. At least we can relax now before we start the new sprint tomorrow. I'm not looking forward to tomorrow at all. Like, okay, so let's just start with an icebreaker and all. So this is my voiceover after a bit of a chit chat, just 1 minute or 2 minutes, because every meeting is time boxed, so you really can always people's time, right? After like a minute of chit chat here and here, so we'll now jump into the icebreaker. So, icebreaker. Okay, so I will not go around everybody, so I'll just pick maybe one person or two people to speak on this. But ideally, for an icebreaker, you just go around the whole team, right? So let's go for icebreaker. Annie, is Annie I choose for this one. If you had $1 million, what will you do? How will you spend it? Tell us quickly.
You know that I like money.
Hey, don't let me go.
I'll be glad if you make it 2 million or 3.
You've not even seen 1 million, you're looking for 2 million.
But anyway, yeah, if I have $1 million, I will start by I would go. I would want to enjoy myself, treat myself well. I will get a car, a house, go on vacation, and just maybe put some in the savings. But yeah, I want to enjoy myself.
You're willing to blow everything.
Just a little in savings and then enjoy myself. Go on
Correct guy.
holiday, a car, and some other things, and just a little for investment as well.
This gave me a new perspective, what you just said. Ideally in my head, I'll be like, oh, maybe I'll just remove small for spending, remaining like maybe 950, save, I'll save it, investment. But really, you only have one life. Oh. You only have one life. Blow it, just leave small for investments, Jerry. I'll follow your trend. Okay, thanks for that. So you can imagine we would have gone through all the team, everyone in the team, and had this perspective, right? So that's an icebreaker. So we're going to do a picker wheeler. Let me just go straight to this. I thought I opened it down. Okay, yeah. So I think I did not put Chica. Okay, so this is another way of just picking somebody to do the next activity. So we want to go into our games now. This is games now. So I want to use a picker wheeler to pick the next person to go into the next activity. Please don't mind the noise. So I'm going to roll my wheel. Whoever he picks, and if he picks Annie again, Annie, you go again. No, I don't mind. But who? Bobo. So this is a wheeler. Bolu is the winner. So ideally, if I was doing this, I'll just remove Bolu so that if I spin the wheel again, it won't get to Bolu again. So I'm supposed to remove this, for Bolu to go ahead. But we'll go back to our. So the next activity, Bolu, this is what can you?
Wow, what kind of acting is this? Why?
Please, what is it? What is it? Oh yeah, this is spot the difference. Bolu, you have.
For God's sake, I have 4 eyes.
You have 45 seconds to spot the difference. Why did I go backwards? You have 45 seconds to spot the difference.
So can I start?
Yes, your time starts now. 45 seconds.
Okay, on the left, the time is 10 minutes past 6, and on the right it is 10 minutes past 9.
Bolu,
the
you
banana
have
on the
15
table,
or so to do. That's taking time. You spend 15 seconds on one. Keep going.
You say stop talking now.
Oh yeah, sorry.
One banana is 2. The second banana is 3. Tongue is out on one. Tongue is not out on the other one. Cake, lollipop on one and on the hand of the cat. Spoon on the other hand of the cat. Which other thing is here?
10.
The love.
9.
One is love. Opening of the cupboard is love. The other one is circle. There's doll on one side. The other side of the decoration, there is no doll. One has purple cup. The other one has blue.
Well done. You tried for your age.
Right?
If I tell Moji to do this thing, Moji will finish it. Well done, Bolu. That was fantastic. So let the remainder of us just spot the remaining difference. Who found other things? Like me, I found this cake. See, the cake is drooling here, but here is well arranged. It's properly waved. The mountain here is sharper. This other one is dying or something. Who else? Who found any other thing that we've not mentioned?
Yeah,
The
I
woman's
found
tongue
chicken
is sticking
legs.
out, and then the other person, the tongue is not sticking out.
Okay, she mentioned tongue. Yeah, go ahead. Who else? Abibola
Yeah,
was good.
chicken legs.
Okay,
On the right
yeah.
is 2. I could
Okay.
see 1 on the left.
Okay,
There's
fantastic.
smiley
There's
face
a
on one
yellow
plate.
stuff
There's
on
no
the other
smiley
one.
face on the second.
And one of the plates behind the cat, I mean, behind the kitten or the cat is got dotted. Then the other one doesn't have dotted.
Ah, wow.
There's
Yeah,
a
I could
happy
see.
See
I
face.
the
could
pin
see
on
2
this one's head.
dollies.
There's no pin in the other one.
Yeah.
Yeah. I could see two dollies under the cupboard behind the boy,
Yeah, okay.
and
I think
on
the
the right
bowl.
it's a bowl.
I can see a socks. One is wearing
The
socks.
boy
and
is
one
wearing a sock.
Wow, nice. Which other one?
And I could see the
There's a
cat
yellow
holding.
stuff on the plate, on the tray. On the other one, there's no yellow.
Oh, okay. Great.
Yeah, the cat is holding a spoon that has a smiling face, I think. But on the right, the spoon is
Lollipop,
just
yeah.
plain.
And
Yeah,
the
left,
icing
yeah.
at the bottom, the shape
Lollipop,
is
yeah.
different.
Okay.
Did
Thank
he
you,
mention
guys.
the biscuit on the tray?
The what?
Biscuit
I'm not
on
sure
the
if that's
tray.
a biscuit or a cake, but the bottom, the icing part, I'm not sure if it's an ice, if it's icing or not.
Okay. Yeah, I said it's
yeah,
drooling.
that part, yes,
Yeah, I
exactly.
said it's drooling. Then this one is sharp. That was the person I mentioned. Thank you everyone. That was nice. So we're going to pick the next wheeler to finish this game. So let me just close it. Don't let me remove it. Hopefully it will not go to Bolu again. Chikala chikaka.
I hope this one is not hard.
It's very simple. That's the painful part. And I wish it wasn't even you, because you have the phone to do this particular wahala. So you're going to say like a pan tropicana 10 times without blabbing. So you're going to say it very fast. Don't say it slow. It's supposed to be a tongue twister, but you have to say it very fast. If you don't say it fast, I'll say it to beat you, right? So go ahead, shoot. Say it fast. Say it once so that you know you've gotten the word. Then just go 10 times very fast without breathing, like a pan tropicana. Very fast.
La champagne tropicana, 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 la champagne tropicana. Is it not 10 times already?
It's not up to 10, and it's like a pan tropicana. So let me test it. No, let me not
Chica,
test
you
it.
must
This is
love
speciality.
champagne.
Okay, wait.
Like champagne.
It's actually like a pan tropicana, like actually it's not champagne. Okay, so Bolu has done one, Abimbola has done one, right? So Anchika has done one. So no, Annie, Tunji, go for this one. Try like a pan tropicana. Do you grow old?
Don't let me go for it.
Okay.
I don't trust my tongue to that extent.
If I do it, it's going to be cheating. That's why I'm just keeping quiet. Because I've done it since I was small, so I know it. Like a pan tropicana, 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 pan tropicana, like a pan tropicana, like a pan tropicana, like a pan tropicana, like a pan. You see, it's easy. It's actually an advert. Who remembers like a pan tropicana when we were little? So that's like a pan tropicana actually. So that was it. Moji, no, let me free Moji. If not, I'll just ask you another tongue twister. Okay, so one way or another, this is now my voiceover. That's about it. That's it for the games. It can be any game. Please be creative. Google, think of different things. I just try and use different things to show us some of the games that goes on this, right? What it could be anything at all. So that's by the way. Now we'll go back to the board. We chose to do the estimation on the board just to show you how it's done on the board. If not, I would have actually preferred to use the hot air balloon, this particular one, to do it. So because it captures a lot of things. But sometimes, funny enough, simplicity does is, yeah, it makes it easy. So guys, click on the first link I sent to you for the estimation. Sorry, for the retrospective. So hopefully we're all on the board. Hey, God, though. I even thought this was this one. I wanted to say, it's already populated. I say, these people are bad. Oh. No, people cannot be that bad now. People witches. No. So ideally, guys, for Scrum Masters this time around, make sure your board is ready. So you can see my board is ready. I did not have to go to start saying, I want to start creating a session. It's already created. I created it already yesterday night because I know that I'm going to be having sprint planning today. That's why I created this board. If you notice my estimation, why am I in estimation? Sorry, I'm supposed to be going to retro. So if you notice, my estimation board I did earlier was pre-created because I had created it down. It doesn't create itself. You have to create it down ahead. Don't do it when your team are gathered. Retrospective, same thing. So I created this retro board yesterday night because I know that today I'm going to use it to work. But for me, naturally, I just always advise people, if we finish retro today in my team, maybe I just rest today or something. Tomorrow, I've created my retro board for next sprint. And I will put 3 or 4 options on the whiteboard. So anything the team chooses to use, they choose. So I'll just open this. Okay, yeah, let's use board today. Okay, no. Let's use football today. Okay, no, let's use this one. Anything that I choose. See, these people have populated this board. Oh my God. Just now. See the time, 23:12. People are bad. So now this is still my voiceover. Of course, we have finished the game. We now say, okay, guys, let's go back to the business of the day, which is retrospective itself. So let's talk about what went well, what didn't go well, the things we need to improve on, and our action plan. Now, please note, guys, this is still my voiceover now, just this one. You don't populate your action plan because that is what you want to agree on here before you now move it to the action plan. Right? And please note all these things. I'm in collect because I'm collecting these things now. They are imputing. That's why I'm collecting. I'm just using this time to be explaining while they are populating the board. So guys, keep populating the board. So what was that? So I'm just using all this to explain, but they are populating the board. Please, someone should put something in needs improvement. So we'll put all those, everybody will populate the board. Just put anything, don't worry. We'll populate the board and then we'll now start discussing on it. So it depends. People do it a bit in different ways, but just try your best to go through, it in a very simple way. So my board is preset already. So I come in, we play the games, we do an icebreaker, we'll play the games. Please be mindful of the time. Don't use the whole time of the day to play games. So if your retrospective is 1.5 hours, for example, you can use 10 minutes for icebreaker, 20 minutes for the game, or even 5 minutes for icebreaker, 25 minutes for the game, and use the 1 hour for the main job of the day. If you people now finish, you can now continue with your irregbe. You get what I mean? Sorry that I'm speaking this way. I'm just trying to be as factual as we can. You can just continue, faffing around if you finish early, or you just close early, no problem. But usually there's always a pain point to discuss or something. Oh, this didn't really go well. We should improve on this. This is what we should take in and all that. So this is that. So the board is populated. So I go in now. I'll just be as fast as I can. So I might not, go in for the best show now. So so thank you everyone for populating the board. So let's go through this. So it depends. Some people can group immediately, but it's always better to discuss before grouping because 2 people can write the same thing and mean different things. Let me give you an example. Somebody writes communication, another person writes communication, but one person means that we communicated well during the course of the sprint, whereas somebody else is saying that communication from outside of the team, that's for example, maybe stakeholder or something, was very slow. And they both put communication there, right? So it can mean 2 different things. So feel free to make sure everybody explain what's the root. Now, it's also allowed to be anonymous. If people say they don't want to say who it is, we'll just explain it the best way we can. But it's always better. You should be in a team that everybody's relaxed to be able to express themselves. I think I mentioned this earlier. So I'm going to go straight quickly. So we'll look at what went well. So usually you don't need to take action plan in what went well or do anything, over the board because it went well. We're happy about it. So what are you taking action plan for there? It's the things that didn't go well that you're going to take action plan for. So what went well? Completed QA tasks, yeah. Who wrote this? Okay, no, I think this is direct. We don't even need to waste time on this. All the QA tasks were completed and it helped us within the course of the sprint. And that was fantastic to watch. And well done all the QAs. Thumbs up to you guys. You really did a good job this. In fact, if you remember, guys, you guys finished it like before 2 days to the end of the sprint, right? We're done before 2 days to the end of the sprint, right? So we had to even take up, a bit of more work to cover up the remaining 2 days. So well done, guys. That was fantastic to see. We communicated effectively as a team. Who wrote this one? Who wrote this? Can you explain, please?
Yeah, I did.
Okay, can you tell us what you mean?
What I mean is, most of the information is clear and it's understandable for the team members, and that it's good development for the sprint.
Okay, yeah, really, I know. I just really just wanted to hear from your end, and the fact that you already explained it anyways, you said we communicated well, so this is very clear too. Good team communication and collaboration, I think we'll just take it as almost same as the other one, so it's very clear. Now, please also note that sometimes you can just group as you go for me, but it's always better to read out everything. But just to save time, I would like to group as I go. So to group, all you just need to do is just drag and put it into the next one, so we know that you have grouped these two together. Can you see now it's showing me two items under? I've grouped it because they mean the same thing. And if you want to see the drop down for what it is, you just press the drop down, for what it is. Then you see that now it's now shorter by the edge because I've grouped these two things. So you see they are the same now, but it's now shorter. Normally they're supposed to be equal like this. But because they are grouped, this box is smaller than this box. That tells you there are two items. If I fold it back, if I close the tree, it has gone back inside because I've grouped them. It's the same thing. They mean the same thing. They're saying we communicated well during because of the sprint. So I'm going to be grouping as we are going. So if you notice when I wanted to group, I clicked on group so that I'll be able to group. If you don't click on group, you'll not be able to group. So team spirit. Yeah, that was fantastic to see. Well done, guys. Then what is we? Who is this person? This person is Hashu. What is WE? Please speak to me, please. Who put we there? Okay, let's just ignore that. Except the person has something that they want to tell us. Okay, so ideally, please don't ignore everybody's work. You're supposed to ask, but I'm just ignoring it because I want to believe that's a mistake from somebody. But please do not ignore anything. People have reasons why they put. How about this? We is weekend extravaganza or something. It can be anything. So always ask and get clarity, please. Thank you. Self-development was done. Okay, that's fantastic. Yeah, we did some trainings, individually just to develop ourselves on different things. So that was very clear to see. Good team collaboration. So good team collaboration. Do we want to pair it with the other ones that we picked before? Should we pair it with this previous one? Good team collaboration. Come on.
Yes.
Okay. Sorry, I'm trying to group it and come on, go. Okay, let me put it up here first. Good team collaboration. Where did I drop it? Okay, yeah. Sorry, I'm just throwing it up so that it will just move up. Okay, good team spirit is fine as team collaboration. So let's put it there. And then well done everyone. So this is just that this person is trying to give a thumbs up. So well done everyone. That's just a thumbs up to everyone within the team. So I think this is clear. Tested all the stories and committed to sprint. Who wants to just elaborate on this? Does anybody want to speak on this?
Yeah, it's just as it is, all those 3 stories that were committed, it was all completed from the QA aspect of things. So yeah.
Really, honestly, I was really proud of all of us this sprint because we did the work as fast as we could. We're even deliberating on the new ones to take in, mid sprint and all that because we were quick to finish all our tasks. It was very fantastic to work. Thank you, everyone, once again. Yeah, and that's why that kudos was really needed. I really like that team goal achieved, sprint goal achieved. I think it's almost the same as this, funny enough, though there are 2 different things entirely. Tested all the stories committed. Okay, let's leave them separately because they are 2 different things. So spring goal achieved. Do you want to speak on this? Who wrote this?
Yes, just to confirm that we achieved our goal, which was very good for us as a team.
Yeah, okay. Really, yeah. We said we wanted to make improvements on some of the work on the instructor journey, which we all did. That's fine. QA testing went well. I'm going to pair this QA testing went well. I'm going to group it with committed to sprint. Let me be sure it's this one. Tested. Okay, yeah. QA, tested and QA is the same English. So I'm putting them together. I've grouped them together. And if you notice again, as I group them together, you're seeing 2 items. If you want to see what is under, click on this drop down. I'm intentionally doing this so that we can understand it when we start working on this. Then development work went well. That's fantastic. Even the developer had to take up more work from the absent developer because the other developer was on vacation. So Abimbola, really kudos to you. That went well. That was fantastic to work. You work as fast as you could and carry the team along. Thank you so much for that. So that's that for what went well. So what didn't go well? Completed QA tasks. Oh, this needs to be paired with those ones down. Come on, chicken. Why is this going to chicken? Sorry. Okay. Okay, great. Thank you. Somebody did it from the back for me. No wonder I wasn't moving. Thank you so much. Okay, so what didn't go well? Daily stand-up should be time boxed. Oh, okay. So yeah, sincere apologies team. I know 2 days during the course of the sprint, we exceeded, and it was because we had a lot of explanations to do on the elements locator and all that. And we had to even finally move those discussions to parking lots. But however, it made us exceed time. So sincere apologies on that. So it's good you pointed it out. It's a very good thing for us to take. So guys, do you think this would be one of the things to take into action plan? Who wrote this first? Who wrote this? Do you want to explain?
Adetunji, you've explained it all.
Okay. I
I guess as much.
I knew it. I just immediately I didn't just say you've explained it and it didn't fall my hand. Okay, yes. So really, I'll just take that up because it's really something I should note. So hopefully maybe when we do our voting, we'll decide on taking it to action plan. But however, even if we don't vote so much for it, we will still take this to action plan because it's actually quite important. So guys, please, you can start voting now. For you to vote, let me just mention this. So my team members have started voting already, however, but for you to vote, if you leave it here and try to vote, you see I'm not able to vote. Can you guys see? And when I wanted to group that time, you see I had to move it to group because we are finished writing. So I moved it to group. However, yours is active for yourself, right? So if you're on this board, you can move yours to vote and start voting. So now that I've moved it to vote, can you see that it dropped down and I'm able to vote? So I can vote on this. Now it has shown that Wumi has voted here. If I click out, you see that it will show one vote, right? That this person has voted here. However, if you look at it very well, I can waste all my votes here because when I was creating this, I made 8 votes. See, votes used 2/8. I can put all my votes here if I want to. I can share it everywhere I want to, but really, we don't usually vote on what went well. But sometimes you can just vote to make that thing like an emphasis. But we usually don't vote on what went well as such. But what didn't go well, things that need improvement, we need to vote on them so that we can decide the things to take into action plan. Like I said, I can come here and waste all my 8 here. I can waste it here. Can you see my own is moving? I've clicked on it. It's already 4/8. Now, if I want to take back some, I can reduce it and take it back. So you see it's 4. Now it will change to 5 because I've clicked on it once. So it will reduce back. Let me click outside. So it will reduce back. This thing I've refused to answer me. So somebody is
I
doing,
think when you go back to collect, you will
yeah,
see.
but aside that, somebody is even doing, I think somebody has removed their own votes too. I'm not sure, but it's okay. But okay, now it's moving. Okay, so now I've used 5 out of my votes anyways. Whatever it is, you can waste it on anyone, but it's always better to spread it across board. Just play around with this, you get the tricky. Okay, so need to improve. Okay, let's just go. What didn't go well? We said daily stand-up, and I've explained that because that's onus coming from me, the Scrum Master. I didn't time box properly those 2 days. And you guys remember I told you I was going to give you back your time. So don't worry, I'll give you back your time today. Completed all work. So not enough story was added to sprint. Well, okay, so who wants to expatiate on this? Is clear, but do you want to talk about this, please?
Yeah. It's clear. Just that 3 stories was committed. We ran out of work but then we didn't spend time doing nothing, and we're not paid for doing nothing. So spent time, reading some materials and developing myself and stuff like that. So yeah, which is really good. Yeah, that's what I achieved this sprint. But maybe in the next sprint, maybe spend add more stories to the sprint. Yeah, we're that active. So yeah, thank you.
That's why it's not good to take too many overskilled people into your team. I would have looked for Cherry people. I'm just kidding. Thank you for that explanation. That was important. Yeah, however, I know we committed something to the sprint towards the last 2 days of the sprint just to keep working. And then that was why we mentioned earlier that we did a lot of self-development during the course of the sprint. So thank you for that. Test environment seemed to be broken. Yeah, at some point, so we had a challenge and it was broken. But the good part is it was quickly fixed. And hopefully that will not happen, often again. Oh, jeez. Moji, please take over. Thank you.
All right. Also we want to look at the next one, which is the next entry, which is Visual Studio freezes add to uninstall and install from scratch. Can we get just kind of a brief explanation from whosoever post the post there?
Yeah, it was me. Because I use Visual Studio to push the code for the keyways to start testing, and it freezes when I was updating my Node package. So I had to uninstall and install again. So that took a lot of effort to do that. So yeah.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much. Thanks, Abimbola, for that. All right. And then I think the next one is just scroll down. Test environment seems to be broken. Clarification on that? Anyone?
Yeah, I went back. Yeah, I noticed that the test environment was not functioning the way it should. So I guess it was broken during the sprint. Yeah.
Okay. Have we been able to resolve it now, or is it still broken?
Yeah, I think we've resolved it.
Okay. All right. Thanks so much for that, Bozo. Then I think that we have, okay, am I going down? Okay. I missed that one while I said the Visual Studio one. Okay. And then the last one on that column of what didn't go well is security team blocked my dev access during the sprint. I couldn't develop any story on day 3 of the sprint. Meanwhile, I'm believing that's yours.
Yes, my access was blocked, and so I couldn't log in to my dashboard area where I needed to carry out development work on day 3 of the sprint. So I think I did have to raise that, which was chased up. And yeah, but on that day it didn't go well because I couldn't do anything.
No, sorry to hear about that. One of those things that happens anyway. We can't but have such thing happening on a dev environment. So, but we know that we're still able to complete the sprint even though that happened. So I'll take that as it didn't go well, but then it ended on the plus side for the team. So thank you for that. And then I'm just going to go through the needs improvement, the things that we need to improve on the third column. And we have improved code quality. Can we get more clarification or more explanation on that from whosoever posted it?
Yeah, so I did put that because for all the QAs, I mean, this is particularly for the QAs. So because we have 3 QAs and we are, working on 3 different stories, and most often I notice we do tend to repeat certain code over and over again. So I am proposing if we can, within the team, create more class and, write our code in such a way that we don't keep repeating code, over and over again, if we can do it, and then we can always call it in, and then that way we'll, reduce time that we'll spend writing a particular kind of code, and those time we can use it for something else, just to improve our performance and their productivity, basically.
That's interesting and very good. Annie, thanks for proposing that improvement. Like you said, yes, it will make things faster for the team to work on, especially when you have similar stories that you're working on. So thanks for that. And then we have early notification of defective tool so that it can be resolved on time. I think I put this there on seeing, I think that would be Abimbola's the Visual Studio freezing, and there was another thing we had in what didn't go well, the test environment that seems broken and all that. That was just a way for us to improve that when we notice them, if we can let it be known on time, so that we might not lose so many days in it. We're able to manage it, very well during this sprint, but going forward, if we can, in case we have a situation where we have more than 1 day delay, and then need to be, we can resolve it on time. So that was why I put that there as part of improvement that we need to put in place. And then we have Scrum Master to follow up on security new team member if they need more training, blocking access to work. Okay, so Abimbola, I want to believe this is you.
Yes, I noticed that during the time that my access was blocked, it was as a result of a new security member that just came on board, playing around with the software. So mistakenly click on my name, and that got my access to be blocked. So if the Scrum Master can speak to the business and also let the security team know that this is maybe they needed more training, and so that they can always train them not to play around with the software. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Thank you. That's a good one, really, because since they are the team and we depend on them for the IT aspect of things, really. I don't think it's a good thing for them playing on what we're working on. So yeah, I think the Scrum Master will pick that up on to follow on if it's part of what we've voted for our action. And then the last one is our test environment. What improvements do we need on our test environment? Bolu, I want to believe that's you.
Yeah, I'm just thinking that the developer and the QAs can investigate why they are having that issue, like why it was broken. So we might want to look at that, have that investigation so it doesn't happen again, because that can delay work for some time. If you get what I mean. So yeah,
Okay.
because we want to check that everything is working on the dev environment before pushing to UAT for the users to test it. So yeah.
Thank you so much for that. All right, Tim. So we have improvement on most of the things that didn't go well. I know we voted for them, and I think the one that has the highest vote is the Scrum Master to follow up on the security team. I know we have 2 for early notification of defective tool, which I think is saying the same thing really, because it's based on what didn't go well for the freezing of the Visual Studio for Abimbola. And then the one that Bolu just explained on about us finding out the reason for the broken down of the test environment, I think is a good one to go also, in addition to the one that has been given to the Scrum Master. I don't know what you think as a team. Should we take those 2 in, or are we able to take all 3 in?
I think we should take all 3 in from my own point of view, but share your screen to do that, please. Just
okay. So let's talk, everyone. Bala, what do you think? We'll take the one for Scrum Master to follow up, and then the test environment, because those are the ones that can delay work during the sprint. Mainly.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. Maybe we can have a PBI on them.
Okay. All right. Okay, so if we have unanimous agreement for those two to be the ones we action going into the next sprint, yeah, I'm just going to take it back to Colette so that we can create stories on them. So for the one for follow-up, that will be you, Laomi. So I'll be putting your name there, follow up on that. Me.
Just on a lighter note, I will not follow up because it's Olawumi that you sent to do it. When you change it to Olawumi,
idea is name. Okay, so that's just for us to prevent the future occurrence of. Okay, I'm just
double R.
Moji, just to come down to our level, this can also be our dev lead. So that if your dev lead block your access to work, you can also put it in your retro for the developers to say that the dev lead needs to be chased for this.
Okay. So it could either be the security team or the tech lead, yeah?
Yes, please.
All right. Occurrence of blocking of how will I put it now?
New team members.
So okay. All right. So allow me, that would be you. And then we have the other one we're taking in about the environment. So Abimbola, please, we're going to sign that to you to help us to check why we keep having contest environment.
All right, I'll look into the code and push it back for the QAs to test.
Okay.
Okay, Moji, let's just use this one as the last one, and then
that's the last one.
Just wrap up,
Okay, so we have all that. It's just for us to now written them out just to act and just create VI so that we have visibility during the sprint.
Hold on, don't click.
Yeah. Okay.
Go ahead. I just wanted to, okay. So guys, this is the voiceover now. We have picked the things we want to put into sprints, right? That's the things we want to take action for. And we have put people to take that action. So usually it's better to just sprint it. You make it, not really, you can just put it in your product backlog item, or better still, when you put it there, then you carry it along the sprint. But the owners of those things will be the ones to follow up. So you can see my name is boldly written in one. So Olawumi as the Scrum Master, I need to remove that impediment for my team. So that's why we're doing this. So you saw how we went through it. All you need to do is just click on act, and then it will provide a pop box for action items, and then you click on it, then it takes you here. If you remember when we wanted to read a story, this was the pop-up box. So it takes you here. So we'll put the title. Go ahead. We'll put the title. Okay. And then we can easily put the name of the person working on it too. So last down. I thought it was me. Okay.
This one is for Abimbola.
Okay.
Then the other one is the one that is for you, which is this one.
So you see add work item and you make it a PBI. So when you make it a PBI, then it will go straight to that new column. You remember the new column, that the first column is new. So go ahead, put the title.
Okay.
So just on a lighter note, remember one of our biggest issues now is new joiners scattering our test environment and our Azure. So please, when you are playing around with your Azure, don't scatter your team's board. Just on a lighter note. If you want to do your Azure DevOps, create a special personal one where you can play around. Don't scatter the one for your team. Or even if you're using the one for your team, make sure you note where everything is and probably just try one thing at a time, undo and all that, so that you don't scatter. In fact, don't scatter the board, don't tamper with the board. So that's just putting that out there. My name is the last one. It's no more than that. So with that, my ticket will be on the board straight on. So that's it. And then
All right, allow me take it to the end.
okay, no, just that's a wrap. The only thing is just to note, we've already said it, that the people to be taking action item on this. Now remember that we are already entering into a sprint. So if we sprint that, onus is on probably me, the Scrum Master, allow me to be asking from time to time within the course of the sprint, because this is an action item we want to make sure we do to make sure it doesn't affect us in the coming sprint. So as we are jumping into the next sprint tomorrow, maybe on the third day of sprint or the second day of sprint, I'll be asking Abimbola, how far with the test environment, blah, 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 blah. And she said, oh yeah, she's working on it. And we'll make sure the team is aware of this too, because this is an action item the team agreed on. Then me too, I'll give my own update. Oh yeah, yesterday I had a call with the security team, and they were able to tell us that they're going to give us a separate test environment for the new joiners to be able to play around with, to avoid us, blah, 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 blah. I'll give my own update too. Or I can give an update that, oh, they said they'll get back to me on this, blah, 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 but just carry your team along as we're going through the following sprint. But please don't joke with your action items. They are important so that it will help you improve as a team. So with this now, you just close the retrospective with everybody. Thank you all for joining. Thank you for your time. Thank you for a fantastic sprint. Anything you want to say, just do all the yada yada yada. Explain yourself. Just 30 seconds, 1 minute. You don't need to waste the whole year doing that. Explain to everybody, thank them and appreciate them and all that. Now, it's not all retro that ends like this. After this retro, let's say we've not had an outing for a month or 2 months or something, so we can decide to go to a fish or pepper soup or whatever joint. Or is it, what's that place that is that boss, Hot Fire? I mean, what's that place in London? The people that are using buses now to do their own restaurants, I've forgotten their name, but it's more something relating to hot or fire or something. So we can decide to all hook up there, or we can say let's meet up in so bar, or we can say let's meet up in a place, let's play paintball, anything. We can have fun within the course of. So it's not every time that we'll end it on the board. We'll just agree within ourselves that okay, next Friday, the next sprint on the last Friday of the week or something, we'll go to so place and all that. Please, usually you don't create a special time and say okay, come on Sunday for it. No, it's your working day that you're going to use for it. And when I mean working day, I don't mean you should come 8 a.m. in the morning, yeah, let's go out and go and play. No, we can walk all through the day, and maybe when it's like 3 or 4, we'll just cut out and all of us will go and have fun wherever I want to have fun. Just giving you in a more life scenario about this. So thank you. That's an idea of the 5 ceremonies. So we've done the refinement, we did the review, we did our stand-up, we did the daily, let me start again. We did the refinement first, and then we did the sprint planning, we did the daily stand-up, then we did a review, to just showcase all what we've done, and then we've done a retrospective. So the retro is a way for us to adapt to the things that, came up during the course of the sprint, which you all had our mind and all that. And then we've made it actionable. So people are taking that back. Olawumi, the Scrum Master, and Abimbola, the developer, are going back to ensure these things are. Now, it's not every sprint that it will always be Olawumi or it can be Chika, it can be Tunji, it can be Moji, it can be Bolu, it can be Annie tomorrow, it can be any one of us. So now, aside my voiceover, this is now thank you for all my team members for joining. That's all the people I just mentioned now, Abimbola, Moji, Bolu, Annie, Chika, Adetunji. Thank you for joining in and showing us what
Thank
the
you.
ceremony is about. I really appreciate your time. I know you went all the way, and I know some of us are still going to work tomorrow morning and all that. I know. So thank you all for joining us. We appreciate, and I hope we all learned from this. Now, this is now to the intent. I hope we all learned one thing or the other. Now, we are going, whether there's rain or sun or light, we're going to end this call by a minute to 12 o'clock. If you have any questions, please quickly ask now, or we can take the question to another day. But it's just that sometimes if you take the question to another day, you might not feel the vibe. So if you have a question, quickly raise your hands up and ask now. When is 1 minute to 12? We'll stop the question, end the call. We'll continue tomorrow. Thank you all. Thank you for joining. I know. Who has any question, please? Or was it very clear? In fact, I'll be very happy if it was very clear.
Hello.
Hi, Debbie. Okay, so
Hi.
next time you have to raise your
Well
hand.
done. That was really, really good, to be honest.
you.
It makes me
Thank you.
more interested in this.
Oh,
And I think everyone is gonna do well. So well done for that. So
Thank
my
you.
question is, so the board, is it managed by Scrum Master?
Okay, that's a very fantastic question. So you see, the board is managed by the team, in my own language. However, it is the Scrum Master's baby. Then, however, the product backlog item is the PO's baby, right? The
Okay.
product backlog item, that new column
Yeah.
equal to the PO. The PO is the owner of that part most, right? Is the PO's baby. Then in general, it's just that it's a tool, right? Everybody imputes in it, everybody takes out of it, everybody does everything in it. However, the Scrum Master is the same way we're ensuring there's communication flowing, the same way we're ensuring there's facilitation, is the same way we're going to make sure we know the back of the board like the back of our hands, because that's where you ask your questions from. That's where it shows us transparency of what the whole team is doing. That's what shows us what everybody is doing. So it's your baby, right, as a Scrum Master. Moji, do you want to add to that? Because I just want to get off for a minute.
All right, yes. Like Laomi says, you're a team and you collaborate together, you work together, and your working together is visible on the board. That's why she said the board belongs to the team. But like she said also, as a Scrum Master, you monitor the board, because you're as a Scrum Master, you monitor a process, you guide the team through the Agile Scrum process. So you're ensuring that the process is being followed on the board by all the team members. Okay, but you all collaborate on it. So everybody's work, for transparency purpose, which Agile is all about, and visibility purposes, everyone works on the board and everybody's work is seen, is visible on the board. So you all own the board together as a team, like Naomi explained.
Thank you.
Okay, yeah, that's more clearer. Thank you. Didn't I notice is, after the product owner put out the products, like, this is what I want, this is the particular way I want it, then the developer team, they take over. So how do you know when it's your turn to start working on the project?
Okay, so it's not the developer that takes over after the PO. Now, I would have loved to share screen again, but I don't want us to exceed, you know what, let me just go. I don't want us to exceed time. So this is it. This is what we're trying to say. So I'm going back to the board. The PO gathers requirements from the stakeholders and tells us, this is the vision, this is what we want to do, right? So he tells the BAs that, or he himself does it, right? It depends. If there's no BA in his team, but let's assume there's a BA in his team. So he tells the BA. So the BA will now populate this whole new column. Oh, okay, they say we should write something on communication. They say we should write something on time box. Blah, 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 blah. The BA will put it here. Then the same PO will say, okay, these are the things that are of priority right now, right? So they pick the things they've created from here into this BA and start working on them, refine the stories. Even when I mean refine the stories, I'm not even refinement. Somebody should mute. This is not even about refinement, but making sure that story is ready, has the right things in it. Like I mentioned, a story, for a story to be complete, kind of, not all now, not all. So it has to have a user story, an AC, that's an acceptance criteria. It has to, don't call it AC, please, just call it acceptance criteria, JJ. It has to probably have a wireframe, it has to have a process map, and any other information that is needed, right? So that's what a story should have. So the BA does that, make sure that is incorporated in the story and all that. And when the BA is done, the BA now moves it to done. Then when the BA moves it to done, the PO comes back inside to read all these things and say, okay, yeah, it's good, it's good, it's good. Oh, this one is not good. You call the attention of the BA. So the PO and the BA at some point might even work hand in hand without involving us at such, right? As such, they might not really, but they jump into calls and everything, and they might involve us all well and good, but that's still by the way. So when the PO is happy with that, the PO now puts it into approved, right? So when is the PO that will move it into approved? So from the beginning, it was the BA that put it in the first BA column. The BA also moved it to in BA. The BA moved it to BA done. This is where the end of the work of the BA is. That's why the title is BA done, right?
BA done.
So
Okay.
the PO now picks it and puts it into approved. So that's where the PO's work kind of is done on the board for now. Let's just put it on a very simple way now. Then the team comes together and does a refinement and a sprint planning afterwards, right? And then we all agree that, oh yeah, we're taking this. It might not be everything under here because along the line we might see one or two things that are wrong. So we'll move everything we'll move the one we accepted into committed like we did earlier, right?
Yeah.
So we move it into committed. So the moment you move it into committed, the next line of action is the team that moved it into committed. Now, because the Scrum Master is likely going to be the one sharing screen on the sprint planning day, right? So it might be the Scrum Master that will be moving this to committed, but please just take it as the team. But it's the Scrum Master that will move it to committed, right? And we all agree as a team, we've moved this into committed. So those other people now, they don't have anything to do on that body again for now. Now, the developer now picks it from committed. So it's the developer that will pick something from here now, this inside committed, and move it to in dev and start working on it. So when this developer moves it to in dev, that's just one stage. The developer will now come to the sprint board, that one that has all those yellow tickets by the side. When we should, I don't want to do that, not to waste time. So
yeah, I know, I remember those.
the developer will now create the task and say, okay, dev work or something, anything the developer wants to do, and develop the work. When the developer finishes there, you move it to do in there and done in that springboard. When the thing puts it in done in springboard, the developer will come back here and now move it from this in dev into done. Because this is the main board we are looking at. However, for our daily stand-ups and co, we'll be using the springboard. But this is the main first board. So when he puts it or she puts it to done here, then she'll now come back here to put it to the proper done here. Then a QA will now pick the story. So the QA will pick it from in dev, from dev done rather, into in QA. And then now go back to that springboard too and start creating manual test, automation, mobile testing, depending on what the person is doing, right? They'll create their stuff there and move all those tiny things, or the tags, the yellow ones, move it until it gets to done. When it gets to done there, then they'll now come here and put it to done here. So the moment they've done it, now it's like the PO has sent us work. Let me just put it in a very literal way. The PO sent us work since morning, and the BA, they sent us work to go and do something. We have now done it. So developer has developed it. QA has tested it. If there are bugs and code, they'll be back and forth. Please, I don't want to go into that because we have 3 more minutes. So this thing in QA done now. Now the BA or the PO will now come and pick it and take it into in UAT. Now it's more like they sent us work. They've come back to check whether what they said we should do is correct. That's the easiest way to put it. So they've come back to test. It's not an outright testing like how the QA will test it, but they said, okay, put the button here, put the. So the QA is just coming to do, a test for them to know that, oh, this thing is done. You get. So
yeah.
Just a moment. So when they do that, it's just like a mini kind of test to check. So we call UAT user acceptance testing here. So that's UAT for you. I'm so sorry. We call UAT user acceptance testing. So it's more like, the PO and the BA are now wearing the shoes of the user to be sure that, okay, this thing is good, right? So of course, they put it in UAT. When they finish going around and checking it, testing it, doing all the necessary things, they now put it to UAT done. Then the same hand they used to put it in UAT done, they will carry it and now put it in done, right? Please don't call it done. It's just a final done. The
Okay.
moment it gets to done, then you know that yes, this work or improvement on cost page is now in done, right? That's the chain. So when you set up your board, it will be easy for you to explain.
Yeah.
You understand? I hope everybody grabbed from what I explained to Debbie now. So anyways, I was explaining to
Thank you.
anyways, thank you. Don't worry, guys. To an extent, you get to know it as we go. I know some of us have slept on this page, but don't worry. I will not leave you here. I will close the meeting. When I close the meeting to throw you out, don't worry. You can keep sleeping and snoring. It's okay. Just kidding. Who else has a question?
Sorry, this is John, and
Okay,
thanks
that's the
for
last question for the day. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, it was such a an amazing presentation. So I just want to ask, like you said just now, that at the beginning, when the body is worked on set up by the PO product.
The board is not set up by the PO.
No, sorry. When it's populated by the PO,
okay, go ahead.
Would the Scrum Master be relevant in that stage?
Okay, so now the Scrum Master is the one that will first even set up this board for it to even be like this first.
Okay.
At the start of the project, the Scrum Master will make sure all the necessary code. The board doesn't come like this. This thing has been created by Scrum Master. So you make sure you put all the relevant things there, done, approved. In fact, if DAs are going to work on your board, you also do DA done, DA, whatever, you understand. But ideally, this is your project work itself, right? So QA done and all. So the Scrum Master sets this up. When the Scrum Master sets this up, the Scrum Master is not working on these stories. We are not technical people at all. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying POs and BAs are outrightly technical, right? But we're not putting hands-on work on this. So depending while all this is going, it doesn't mean all other activities are not going. We're making sure the team is collaborating well. We're making sure communication is happening within the team. We're doing the daily stand-ups. We're making sure all the ceremonies are going on. We're making sure whilst the BA and the PO or whoever is doing it and or are populating this board. Do you understand? They are just populating it ahead of when we start the sprint. So they will now come in, do refinement. We're just spearheading refinement. In fact, sometimes you don't hear the Scrum Master's voice almost all through, right? But I just asked the question because the question just came to me. Because after a while, when you start working with people, you'll be having some questions too, right? So you just ask the questions and everything. But usually it's just a tug of war between all of them deciding on what to do, right? So when they decide what to do, it's 000. We're ending this meeting. Thank you, everybody. But I hope I answered your question.
Yes, you did.
Thank you. So please, if you have questions, please note them down. I want to stop recording now. Please note them down and then